as a fabulous fabric from the land of the five rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
We back. Man, y'all already know what time it is.
Oh, you didn't know?
50-50.
Welcome to the 50-50 Show with PharoahNFL and the Severe Raider, the realest show for Raider Nation.
The perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
Make sure to clock in, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Man, y'all already know what time it is, man. It's the 50-50 Show, man, with my guy Severe Raider, obviously myself, PharoahNFL. We got a great show lined up, man. We appreciate the night crew patiently waiting for the show to start, man. You know, this is a usual thing for us, but we appreciate everybody's patience. Another off-season show. It continues, but guess what?
Yes.
Training camp starts this week. The rookies report this Thursday. The vets report on the 22nd, which I believe is next week. But the rookies able to get a head start. They start off this Thursday. We'll get into that. We'll get into Jack Bech not being signed. A lot of these second round picks around the NFL haven't signed except for two. So we'll get into that and what that means for Jack Bech, and is he going to show up? Is he going to be holding out? You know, because and the thing is, I don't even think by default he's going to be he has to be held out because he hasn't signed his deal. It's not that he wants to hold out. He actually can't show up to training camp until he signs his rookie deal. So we'll get into that. Obviously, yeah, man, everything going around the NFL, all these guys getting extensions left and right. Sauce Gardner getting a big time deal. A few other guys. Hopefully that means the Raiders.
Garrett Wilson.
You know, he
Trey
got
Smith.
Trey Smith got a deal. Oh yeah, okay. That was a guy like I wanted the Raiders to go after, man. But you know, man, the Chiefs, man, they're not gonna make a mistake in letting him get away. You know, that's like arguably their best offensive lineman. But yeah, man, we'll get into all that. Obviously, the flag's on the play, man. Severe, man, what's going on with you, man? How you been?
What's up, man? I've been good, man. Look, man, tonight was my fault. You know, no smoke for Pharaoh today. That was my son's first day in pads, man. You know, so practice went late today, man. So you know, hey,
Okay,
I will take the blame. I will take the responsibility for the late night crew being even later tonight.
It's all good.
Other than that, man, been good, man. I'm excited. Training camp is finally here, man. We made it through that long, arduous dead period. That is the toughest time of the sports year, man. When NBA is over, football ain't quite started yet. Baseball is in full swing, but you know, baseball. So, you know, we done made it. We got some news coming soon.
Rick Rock in the building, man. We appreciate him coming through. We got everybody pulling up today. The night crew's in the building. If you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Man, I know you got jokes, man. He says, sorry, my brother, but y'all need to change the show's name from the 50-50 to Change the Time Show. Damn, man. Hey, man. Golly. He's getting on us, man. Daryl in the building, man. Appreciate Jack Bech holdout. It's possible. You know, like I said earlier, it's not due to him wanting to hold out. Like, you know, he can't even show up. Like, let's say if he really wanted to show up to training camp, he can't show up because I think within the rules of the, you know, rookies signing their contracts, he has to sign that deal, that rookie deal. And I think the big holdup, and we'll get into a little bit, but the big holdup is like the guaranteed money. Like they want, like, I think Jaden Higgins he got a fully guaranteed. If y'all remember Jaden Higgins, wide receiver that possibly the Raiders were looking into getting. The Texans end up guaranteeing his entire contract. He signed recently. And then the other was a linebacker from UCLA.
Carson Schlesinger.
He ended up getting a fully guaranteed deal as well. So
yeah,
I'm assuming a lot of these second rounders, they're trying to get that fully guaranteed deal.
Yeah. And that may be the wave of the future. So, you know, like they set the precedent. And since two teams have already kind of, because I think Carson Schlesinger was the first to get it. I want to say, I think he was the first to do it. So once he got his, I think that kind of made everybody, you know, once one guy does it, then that's like, okay, everybody going to do it. So that's kind of the precedent now. Like everybody else is trying to getting that same thing. And I think the NFL, they don't want to guarantee that kind of money, especially to unproven commodities. So they're going to fight tooth and nail. So I don't know how long this is going to last.
We'll see, man. It's still you know, still got a few days left. Pharaoh loaded me. Y'all funny, man. We still got a couple days. We got a few days, so they can sign Jack Bech anytime between now and you know, Thursday. And also, things don't get started until like the vets report the 22nd too. I think the rookies reporting the 17th is to get them, you know, kind of
acclimated,
acclimated to everything and like, you know, set up. But reality is that like things won't really start until the vets report, and then they'll be able to like, you know, do the team drills and all that good stuff. But it's always good to be here early, man. You know,
man, because you know this ain't college. You feel me? Like this ain't, because in college, like ironically, the rules for practice, that's even go ahead. I know you about to play.
I gotta shout her up, man. Myra G in the building. Appreciate you coming through. Space Beast in the building, but go ahead.
Yeah, so the rules for practice in college are even like they're more lenient than they're more lenient than the rules in the NFL, right? The NFL is much stricter about how much you can practice, how many days you can practice, not having 2-a-days, and how many days in pads you can have. Like college doesn't have that. And in college, there's a lot more practice. I mean, you do have a lot more players, but college, you got spring ball, and you got the summer stuff, and then then you got your training camp, and then you got the season. So in the NFL, there's a finite amount of time for you to learn this information. So like every bit, every day is valuable. Every day is valuable, especially a guy like Jack Bech. And we always hear that, making that transition, one of the toughest positions to transfer from college to the NFL is supposed to be wide receiver. So we have a guy, especially in the Chip Kelly offense, where you got to learn multiple spots, and like every day is going to be valuable for a guy like that. So anytime he misses, it could be the difference between him being a year one contributor and not be.
And to keep it real, I mean, Dante Thornton is the buzz right now. He has the leg up.
Exactly.
Like, if going into, obviously after the draft, we didn't really expect Dante Thornton to be that, I don't know. Like, I want to say it's still early.
Instant impact contributor, yeah.
Yeah, like, we didn't even have that conversation. We were like, oh, Dante Thornton has potential. He's probably going to need some time to develop, but we like the skill set. We love the talent. We weren't thinking like, oh, right off the bat to hear the buzz that, hey, he possibly might start on the outside. He's, him and, Gino obviously developing a connection during mini camp. It's just mini camp. So it's still early. We don't know. But we haven't heard a lot about Jack Bech. He was a part of the camp, and he was there. By the way, Jack Bech was a part of the OTAs and mini camps that were available to them. Yeah, he was there, but we just didn't hear too much of him. Maybe when the pads get on, that's where his game kind of shines a little bit. Obviously, preseason and all that. So hopefully he can. Hopefully he won't be held out because of the rookie deal. But that'd be ugly, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, because the thing about even with Thornton, right? Like, I saw rookie minicamp and I saw him I saw Thornton going through some of those drills, and I was like, just him as like, he gonna need some work, But he has so many physical gifts that's kind of shining through. When I was expecting Jack Bech, who's like kind of a more polished guy, more crisp, especially in terms of a route runner. This was my brother from another Chris. That's my Midwest brother right there. But I was expecting Jack Bech to be a guy that that kind of stuff would show up early. But Jack Bech being like, he's a more physical guy, right? He likes to be physical and put hands on you and do that kind of stuff. So like once we get the pads and we start having basically full contact practices, that can be a situation where his skill set can be a little bit more on display because he likes that kind of physicality. So like this is his opportunity to really kind of gain some ground, not only on Dante Thornton, but possibly on Trey Tucker, who is the other guy we assume that's going to start on the outside. So right now he's behind the 8 ball with both of those guys, and then you already got guys like Kyle Phillips and the guy we brought in from Chicago who names escape me. Like all those guys could potentially be ahead of Jack Bech if he doesn't get in here soon. So he definitely has some ground to make up, and this contract stuff that could be the that can be the barrier to him. And what's tough about it is that now that we have these other second round picks that sign guaranteed money deals, like no other second round pick and no other agent representing a second round pick wants to be the person that that crosses the picket lines, right? Like nobody wants to be the person that folds and doesn't cave, doesn't get that guaranteed money. They don't want to cave. They want to hold that line. So that means going forward, all second round picks get guaranteed money. So it's a tough situation. They're going to be at an impasse, and we don't know how long it's going to last.
We'll see. I'm trying to think, like, how many receivers do you think the Raiders are going to carry? Especially what type of offense we're going to have this year. Because we're going to run the football.
I would say 5. Say 5.
So, Jacoby, Thornton, Tucker, and then after that, it's like...
Yeah,
Bech.
well, Bech they're gonna carry Bech.
Bech. Yeah. leaving him out because he's holding out. You know, I'm being petty.
Yeah. Then I think at that point it's either Kyle Phillips or the dude from Chicago.
Dude
You know,
Chicago.
if I forget his name, but me personally, I would probably lean Kyle Phillips because of his familiarity with Chip Kelly. But you know, he's another guy that, you know, he's really like a slot receiver. So, you know, how many slot receivers do you really want to carry? So, you know, because they're gonna have Jacoby at slot, even though Jacoby is going to be a dual receiver. He's gonna play inside and outside. I would expect Trey Tucker to, if he's on the team, which I'm expecting him to be, unfortunately, he's gonna probably be play inside and outside. Jack Bech is, I think right now, I wouldn't trust Jack Bech playing on the outside, so he's probably going to be exclusively an inside receiver. Then you got to think about the formations where we have Brock Bowers, like, you know, split out in the slot or split out wide sometimes. So he's going to be playing a lot of that role as well. So that kind of mitigates your need to have more slot receivers. So that could be the difference between a guy like Kyle Phillips making a roster and the other guy making
Special
a roster.
teams.
If somebody can get us his name, man. If somebody can put it in the chat, because it's killing me right now.
Especially special teams too, as well. Oh,
yeah.
So basically, you don't have Tommy Mellott making the team. You feel like he's gonna get cut? His developmental year. He's gonna be one of those guys where it'd be like oh, he's out for the season.
Yeah, I can see that.
He stumped his toe and he hasn't recovered. They just don't want to risk him.
Colin Johnson is the other guy.
Okay.
Colin Johnson, the guy from Chicago. Yeah, I think Tommy Mellott, I don't see him making the squad. He could though. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him, because a lot of times when you have these draft classes, they try to keep all the draft picks if they can. But he just strikes me as a guy. He's a perfect practice squad candidate where, you know what, give him a year to develop, work with our wide receiver coaches, learn the offense. You know, if they want to use him possibly as a returner or use him as a gadget guy, he could also be perfect on scout team as well for when they're playing these mobile quarterbacks. Like, that's a perfect scout team quarterback right there. You know, a guy that can run. Okay, bam, throw Tommy Mellott back there, quarterback. You can run that and be the scout team good guy. Because, you know, we really don't have that skill set from any of our other quarterbacks outside of Geno. But, you know, he's going to be playing offense, obviously. So I don't think he makes it. Like Alex Bachman, I don't see Alex Bachman being back. I don't even remember who else we have a wide receiver.
You never know,
like,
man.
Yeah,
there's always going to be guys that like ball out in training camp and make it tough to. It's gonna go down in the wire. Like right now in our minds, we kind of feel like we know who's gonna have like the top spots, but then there's always gonna be like a battle that we didn't see coming. A guy like, you know, we'll get into that. We'll get into that, like the training camp battles, because training camp is gonna begin pretty soon. Like we said, the rookies report this Thursday. If you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell.
There's always one guy. I'm trying to think of what's that safety we kept that time. It was the short white guy. Because special teams factors into it as well.
You talking about you talking about like in years past, like in the past?
Yeah, it was a few years ago. It was with Gruden and Mayock. Damn, it's like the short white kid.
Oh, they drafted him, and he always used to make it because of special teams. Oh,
no, not Eric Harris. Not Eric Harris. Eric Harris was actually solid as a.
He didn't start. He didn't even like.
He just played special teams.
Oh,
no. You guys think about Eric Harris. It's not him. It's not Roderick Teamer either. I know some people will probably put Roderick Teamer. It's not Roderick Teamer. But obviously he's not.
Oh my! This is going.
It was the white kid.
The crew gonna get it. They're gonna get it in a second.
He was a short guy. And he came in. Nobody thought nobody had to make a roster.
He was just a special teams.
Just special teams.
That's it. He was just a special teams guy. He rarely got in. The only reason why he would be on the field if it was due to injuries, but never was a factor on defense. Meaning that they never try to incorporate him, make him give him a role. even to be honest with you, like compete even for like a starting or any type of role. Like he was never that type of guy. Man, who was it? 20? Nah. That's too far back. You said Giordano? No, that's
Giordano? Nah, you going way back. Not Tyreek Gillespie. What's my guy's name?
Damn. 2018. So 20. So I'm gonna say 20. I'm play safe. 2019. 2019 Raiders roster.
What's my guy's name? Dang, it's gonna kill me.
This roster. Let's see. He's a safety.
Safety, yep. Dallin Levitt.
Yes.
Dallin Levitt.
Yep.
So, yep. So smoke. Yeah, right. Got it right on time. So yeah. So it's always guys like that make the team. Where you're like what? And it's all special teams because we discount special teams, but like coaches, that's the third phase of the game, right? You can win and lose games on special teams, and we usually have some pretty good special teams units. Our kickers and punters are usually really good, but our coverage units are usually pretty good as well. So I can see a guy like if Malott kind of shows up well in special teams, like because he is an athlete. He's a very good athlete. So if he can play like those coverage units, or if he can show that he can be a gunner, because if Trey Tucker is going to be playing starting outside receiver, Trey Tucker can't be a gunner anymore. So you're gonna have to find another guy. So if Tommy Malott can show he can do that, then that almost all but guarantees you a spot.
Yeah. So you mentioned more like guys that will make the team based off like one skill set, and it could be something as simple. Well, it's not simple. It's the NFL, but special teams is always overlooked, and that's something that that could be the difference between a player on maybe it might be a close position battle with wide receiver, corner, and then whoever kind of gives you that special teams value might get the edge. I'm trying to think like out of the receivers that give us who's gonna be the return man for Tucker? You see where Tucker being? Tucker got a return. He got a return.
That's another thing, right? Like
Dante Thornton. Would you put Thornton out there?
I don't think he's like a return type. He's like
I feel like
he's fast.
I feel like they'll
he's fast.
smack
He's like
him too.
He's fast, but he's like he's not sudden like that. No, like because even with returners, like they don't necessarily got to be the fastest guys. They just have to be sudden, and they have to be able to just find the lane.
Hey, Tommy Mellott.
It could. That's it. It could be Mellott, but it's like, do you want to? And that's the thing. It could be Dylan Lobby. But who else though? See, that's another thing. Who else was really good at returning kicks in college? Kyle Phillips. He was hella good at returning kicks in college. But with punts. So that's another. That gives him. That's a feather in his cap right there too. So especially if we don't have a guy. So I can see, like I said, that's gonna be a battle. And the fact that he already has experience, like Tommy Mellott doesn't have any experience doing that. So that's gonna be. It's gonna be a nice little battle right there. I think that's gonna be a nice little battle right there. But yeah, special teams report. Remember, you guys remember Isaiah Ekajuba?
Isaiah Ekajuba.
He was a linebacker for the Raiders, but he was like a special teams ace. That's the only reason he made the team. I think he went to the Pro Bowl like 2 or 3 times as a special teamer.
Hold up. When was this? What year was this?
Who was he with? I want to say this is around I want to say it was the Tom Cable-ish, Hugh Jackson years, or maybe a little bit after that. Might have been but I want to say maybe it was around the Tom Cable, Hugh Jackson years.
You know how random that is? I totally forgot.
He was one of our only. Like I remember, like he was one of the few people that will make the Pro Bowl for us. Like he will make it as a special teamer. Him and Marcel Reese was like damn near locks to make Marcel and Leckler.
But when I say that I totally forgot about him, I mean I don't even remember him. I don't even like. You talking about Hugh Jackson? Yeah, what you said? Hugh Jackson,
Yeah.
Tom Cable. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
You remember Isaiah?
He made the Pro
Yeah,
Bowl?
he was one of the few.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
Maybe his
Ekajuba.
name. I gotta see his name.
Is EkijUba, I think,
He was making the Pro Bowl
as a special teamer. I want to say he made it like twice.
Damn,
At least
this
twice.
Is one of them. And how you spell his last name?
Isaiah. Oh, Ekajuba. EkijUba, I think. I can't remember if it had an H at the end. It might have had an H at the end.
If I search for this dude and it's a creator player picture, I'm hella mad.
Now, he was hella dark skinned. He had dreads too. He was super dark. He was like midnight. Oh, okay. Now, Raider Smoke got it. It's Ekejauba. He was a real bad talent. He was a Pro Bowler, but as a special teamer. I remember one year he was like the only Pro Bowler we had. I want to say he got a nice little, smooth little contract off being a Pro Bowler too, or being a special teamer.
Damn,
I
ain't
got
gonna
a
lie,
nice little
Severe.
contract.
This is one of them ones where you got me on this one. Like I totally forgot about him.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I don't even remember. Let me see.
Only
So
him,
20
Leckler, and like Reese was making the Pro Bowl for us.
Shit, in my eyes, it was Leckler and Reese, and then that's it.
Yeah, and I mean, nobody cares about special team Pro Bowlers. Like,
But I would have remember this. That's wild, bro. Can't believe. Let me see. Dates joined July 23rd, 2010, Detroit Lions. 2005 Raiders.
Oh, it's 2000. So he was before. That was before. What you call it then?
Hold up. How long did he play with the Raiders, bro? Maybe he might have been.
He was with the Raiders for a little while. He was with the Raiders for a little while though, like 4 or 5 years at least.
Okay, Ekajuba was signed to the practice squad of Oakland Raiders. He spent the first 7 weeks on the season there before being put onto active roster October 28. Then became a restricted free agent in 2008 offseason. Oh, he was the third alternate for 2009 Pro Bowl on special teams. And then a year later, he was released.
Okay.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie, Severe. This one right here, this is too random that you notice. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't even think. Hey, do y'all remember? Hey, the chat, man, the crew in the building, man. Let me know, man. Do y'all remember Isaiah?
Raider Smoke knew what's up. Raider Smoke knew what's up.
Oh man, Smoke.
Ekajuba. Raider Smoke know what's up.
What?
Yeah.
I'm pretty good with this right here, but damn, this one was.
Yeah. You be knowing everybody, Pharaoh.
Nah, Severe. You be knowing the random, like.
Bro, I'm telling you, I used to
remember
study
Joe
this rock.
Schmo that was a janitor back in 1970. He looked just like Al Davis too. I'm like, nah, bro. I don't even. But his time with the team, no, he spent 3. So he spent like 3 years with the team.
Okay. I just remember him being like the Pro Bowler that year. I just remember that.
Yeah. Because 2009, that was basically the year Hayward Bay got drafted.
Yeah.
So 2008 was when Jamarcus Russell got drafted, and he held.
That's 2007. 2007, I want to say.
Oh no, 08 was Darren McFadden.
McFadden, yeah.
McFadden.
Yeah.
Damn. That's random, man. Hey, man, you learn something new every day, man. The most forgettable players that sounds like us.
Man.
When you a fan of the team, bro, it's like you really freak. Like, there's a lot of players that come and go, especially in the NFL too. But any sport, but it just feels like the NFL, like it's a lot of players that you. Not I. A lot of players. Not I. Okay, Kevin. All right. Smoke says Severe's Raider knowledge is like Doctor Strange in the Avenger movie when he's thinking of the possibilities.
It's so much random ass knowledge. Now Pharaoh be acting like he don't be knowing, man. Pharaoh be remembering like
random things. But my
Pharaoh
shit
be remembering like game situations. Pharaoh be like, man, you remember this? It was on 3rd down and he threw that pitch and like.
No, but my shit is like I'll say it and then like, yeah, I remember that. You know what I mean? But yo shit is like, damn, like, how did you remember that?
I remember,
like, how did you remember Isaiah?
All kind of crazy ass players, bro. Like remember, like you remember Oren O'Neal?
Yeah, the fullback.
Okay. Yeah. See.
Yeah.
That was
Fullback,
my dog.
yeah.
Yep. Oren O'Neal.
Fullback.
We remember random people, but I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh my God, clowning. All right, man. But yeah, so if you haven't already, make sure to click and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. So now, like earlier we brought up extensions around the NFL with some of these young guys, like, you know, a couple of them on the Jets. The Jets kind of handed out like some big time contracts, rightfully so, to like their young, like corner piece players, like, you know, the Garrett Wilsons and obviously the Sauce Gardner. And then, you know, you obviously mentioned Trey Smith. Do you see an extension happening for the Raiders, whether it's Miller or even Jacoby Myers?
Man, I hope so. See, and this is why I was advocating getting those dudes out the way early, because the longer you wait, as these other deals start to crop up, that just makes the price tag go up for those guys. So Garrett, I mean, obviously Jacoby is not in the same bracket as in, but you know, you look at what Trey Smith got, right? I think he got 3 for like 94 or something like that, or 4 for 94. Yeah, 4 for 94. So, you know, like that's as a guard. So that could potentially push up the price tag for Colton Miller as a tackle. So he's looking at like, okay, this guy's getting this. All right, cool. Like, well, I need to get this. So I'm hoping we get those guys taken care of. Well, we went into the offseason with like the second most cap space. And we took care of Max. I think it's only right that we take care of Jacoby and Colton Miller, because especially when you look at culture, foundational guys, they're not only are they great culture pieces, but they're productive players. So it's not like you're just signing them because they're good locker room guys. They're good players that add to the culture. So you want to reward guys like that. And, you know, they've been showing up through all these offseason team activities when they really didn't have to, you know, for the voluntary ones. I think that kind of shows the kind of people they are, the kind of leaders they are. So I think, you know, that kind of behavior should be rewarded.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a little pushback on the Miller being affected by the Trey Smith, because he's a guard. So I think a lot of contract negotiating is going to be based off the guard market, and the guard market starting last offseason when it went through the roof. Like, it was crazy. Remember, we kind of like gave props to, at the time, we gave props to not Spytek, but man, with Telesco. Like, we got so many names, so I gotta remember all these names. But Telesco,
man, exactly,
for like signing like Andre James to a cheap deal, so he wouldn't have to overspend and pay for a guard, which they end up getting like the bag that offseason. Yeah. So Trey Smith is one of the best guards in the NFL. So it's kind of like, all right, the guard market went up. He's one of the best players at the position. So it's only right, or it only makes sense for him to get the bag. I think in Miller's case, it's going to be based off his position. What are the tackles getting, specifically left tackles? And I think, too, he's coming off a season where he was, you know, hurt. Didn't play his best football. Yeah. So you can say maybe the Raiders have a little bit of leverage, but they don't really have anybody else, though. So it's kind of like, it's like they're gonna have to pay him. Like, it makes sense to pay him. Like, why are you? That'd be like taking one step. If you're not gonna sign Miller, it's like taking one step forward this offseason. Let's say if we made some improvements, but not signing Miller would be like 2 steps backwards. Yes. Because then we would have to basically either, who are the options next offseason in free agency? We got to look at left tackle. Most likely, we're going to have to overpay for a guy that's probably not going to be better than Colton Miller. And on top of that, if we go into the draft, like, damn, we're going into the draft trying to, like, you know, basically get a tackle. And we got to hope that we get, like, we're kind of like getting the best tackle that's available in the draft. And I'm like, man, I would hope that we, and I'm still in this boat. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. I'm still like, man, do the Raiders finally get a quarterback? But then if we go into the offseason with no left tackle, it's like, damn, like,
You
I
kind of
don't
gotta get
know.
left.
The chances of them kind of going after a tackle is gonna go low.
Gonna be slim.
Or
And
going
then
after
you also gotta
a
look
quarterback.
at.
I mean,
Yeah, chance of going to quarterback because you also got to factor in at that point. You got to factor in how Geno plays, but why I say that Trey Smith, his contract could affect Colton Miller's because usually tackles make more than guards. Even though guards markets recently have kind of blown up, tackles usually make more than guards. So if a guard is getting that kind of money, that's going to automatically create another buffer between what the tackles are getting paid and what guards are getting paid. So it's only going to, so that a guard getting that kind of money is going to lift the value of tackles. So that's why it's like, like that could mean some trouble for us. So the smart thing to do would be to get him locked up right now. Because like you said, like if we go into free agency, we're either going to have to overpay on a guy that hasn't been around the team. Colton Miller's been a fixture on this team for years. That's like one of the only first round pick we have left on this team that wasn't recently drafted. So he's, and he's been a productive player and he's stayed out of trouble, stayed relatively healthy. And he's been a leader on the offensive line. Take a guy like JPJ under his wing last year. So I think you want to take care of guys like that. And I think that when you take care of guys like that, that sets an example for the rest of the players in that locker room and in your organization, letting them know like, hey, you know what? If you do things the right way, you take care of your body, you perform on the field, you stay out of trouble. Like when it's time to get paid, we're going to pay you.
Right. And that's like the whole point of re-signing players. Because then if you don't do that, then you're probably going to get like a situation like what's the backup running back for the Raiders that had that
Zamir?
tweet? Not Zamir from the Dolphins. Play for the Dolphins.
Oh, right. Raheem Mostert?
He had that tweet like a couple weeks ago where he was like when some of the players got like traded. I think it was it Jalen Ramsey? Or I think Jalen Ramsey ends up gets traded or whatever. But he makes a comment saying like, oh, hey, if you make the Pro Bowl and you're due for extension, most likely you're going to get cut or traded from the Dolphins or whatever, like basically sarcastically saying like, they're not going to take care of you. So players, I get that. Players, I think, notice that. I think it makes a lot of sense to me. Like you want to reward the players that are like basically that fit your system, that fit the culture. Basically, you're sending a message to the whole building saying like, hey man, like if this is how you do it. You know what I mean? This is how you do it to get paid. But I don't know. Miller's kind of been Mr. Consistent. He's not the best. I wouldn't say he's top 5, but he's always kind of been like that fringe top 10 guy. Right outside of the top 10 or right inside the top 10 guy outside of last season. So I feel like, man, we should just sign him, man. Just sign him. Just sign him. Sign him to a 2-year deal. It could be like a 3-year deal, but most likely it'll be a 2-year deal. And then like you draft like a replacement within the next couple, which they technically you could say, oh well, they drafted a couple of tackles or a tackle, a Charles Grant, but then it's like, man, tackle in the 3rd round. You're gonna develop him to being your starting left tackle. Like, what are the chances? Like, I know you want to do that, but like, is that really like what you're betting on? Is to develop a 3rd round tackle into as a starting left tackle? Like, do you see that in Charles Grant's future? Do you see him as a left tackle, a starting left tackle?
Oh yeah, I see him as a left tackle. I mean, I don't know if he'll ever develop, but if you look at the tools, they're all there. He needs a whole lot of polish and a whole lot of experience at a higher level. But just in terms of his athleticism, his movement skills, his work ethic, he has a wrestling background, so he understands leverage. I think all that stuff is there. So, but what you will do with a Colton Miller extension is that buys you some time. If nothing else, it buys you time. So if Charles Grant is not the answer, you can find your answer a different avenue, whether that be via the draft again. We tried before with Paris Johnson and the other kid we was looking at from Tennessee. We ended up not drafting. I forget his name, but we've been looking at tackles previously with the last regime. So maybe this regime finally is the one that says, you know what, hey, we find another left tackle. But right now, I think Colton Miller is still good enough to be our starter until we get a younger guy or a better guy. And right, like if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like our biggest issue on this team ain't left tackle. So like I don't see why you would try to upgrade that position right now when there are so many other spots you need to upgrade.
It's too risky. Like the way they're going about it is like way too risky. I understand they don't want to overpay, but like when you don't have an answer and you just like basically are going to go into the offseason without, or going into next season not paying him, so then you're going to basically overpay for him. You're like setting it up where you're going to have to, because he could technically he could play the entire season, play well, go into next offseason. Are you going to franchise him? And then you're going to franchise him, then overpay him. Then you're going to have to give him, instead of like a two-year deal, you're going to have to give him like a 3 to 4 year deal because he played his way into a contract. You know what I mean? Or, you franchise him and you pay him top 5 left tackle money. Is he worth top 5 left tackle? Like, nah.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
But I think guys in the top 5, they tend, I don't know, this is my opinion. I mean, I got to look into it, but I think they tend to get similar money. Like, the number 4 guy might get number 1 money, but like they're always resetting the market. But Exactly. If you're like a guy like in Colt Miller, where he's like a fringe top 10, I wouldn't think that he's gonna like get number 1 money, number 1 left tackle money. He's probably gonna get like somewhere in that top 10 because he's like what? He's like 31, over 30 years old.
I think he's 30. So, right? I think he's about to turn 30. I want to say he's about to turn 30, or he's 30 right now. I think he's either about to turn 30 or he's 30 right now, or he just turned 30 like recently.
Yeah.
So, but the thing with him is that I think right now he's the 11th highest. If you look at like the average annual value of his contract, he's 11th. So we'll probably have to pay him a contract that puts him somewhere in the top 5, whether that be 4 or 5. But as those other guys sign their deals or sign new deals, they're going to push him right back down to like bottom of the top 10 or outside of the top 10. So I think that's kind of what it's going to look like. It'll probably have to be like 24.5, something like that.
Man, hey, shout out to Coach, man. Man, so but we'll see. We'll see what the Raiders do. I think Jacoby might be I think he would deserve an extension. But I can also see the Raiders going a different direction too. I can see them going now, just because like you basically kind of drafted his replacement because they're kind of similar type players. Where maybe not similar because they according to Steve Smith, Jack Bech is a tight end, but like the way that they're projecting him, they're gonna move him inside and they're gonna they see some value maybe where he can play outside. Kind of sounds like Jacoby Myers. And when they talk about Jacoby Myers, even like when you hear Spytek talk about Jacoby, they talk about him mostly in the slot. Yeah. So, and then you drafted another guy who probably is going to play the slot. So it's like, are you preparing to maybe go in a different direction with Jacoby? We'll see, especially when like we need an outside guy. Maybe they might be like, we need 2 outside guys, not just 1. But we'll see. We'll pay attention to what's going on. But real quick, Coach says, did you guys hear about Najee Harris? He has an eye injury and could miss the first couple of games. Yeah, I think this happened recently.
Yeah, fireworks incident.
And Coach says, God bless July 4th in America. Yeah, this is a fool. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's a good thing. Because that means that opens the runway for Amari Hampton, in my opinion, is a more explosive, dangerous running back than Najee Harris. Obviously, we haven't seen him play yet in the NFL, but all signs point to him being like everybody kind of projects. Everybody wouldn't be surprised if he's the starter, no matter if Najee Harris was healthy or not. But now it makes it even more where he could easily take control of that position and that might be, I don't know if that's a good thing for the Raiders, but
yeah,
we'll see, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Man, what team you rock with? Israel Johnson? Yeah, you said
Bills. He's a Bills.
He's a Bills fan? Ah, man, come on, man. No one cares about the Bills. Y'all have a pretty good quarterback. I ain't gonna front, but no one cares about the Bills, to be honest with you. Oh, go Bills. All right, there you go.
They shouldn't have won the MVP, to be honest with you. But, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it as far as some of the topics we wanted to hit up before to start the show. I think, let's see. Carter Bradley did get released. Are you surprised? Yeah. Was it surprising?
I was surprised that he didn't. I'm surprised they didn't let him at least battle it out in camp. But if it's obvious that they don't like him, and he doesn't fit with this new regime, then it's better to let him try to latch on with somebody early than hang on to him to like the late, and then he doesn't have opportunity to catch on with another team. So do it. No, not too big, not that big of a surprise, but I didn't think they'd do it right now.
Tyler says, I don't know if this makes sense, but would y'all trade Miller for Ed Olivers?
Hell no.
Nah, left tackle, man. Starting left tackle for aging D tackle that's undersized.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. And we got a bunch of young guys at D tackle too. We just drafted 2. Jonah Laulu is still pretty young. We signed Lucky for 2. We got some guys. Zach Carter is still pretty young. We got some guys at DT. I liked Ed Oliver. I liked him when he was coming out of Houston. I mean, I know that was one of the guys a lot of people thought we were going to pick during that, when we grabbed Clee that year. But no, I'm not trading the left tackle for DT.
Reese Rock says Jacoby Ford end around touchdown. That's throwing all day. We'll see, man. Jacoby's probably the best return man in recent history for the Raiders. Probably the most explosive. I'm trying to think, was there anybody better than him?
Not a recent memory I could think of off the top of my head.
We did pick up a wide receiver. I mean, he had a history of being a solid return man, but he wasn't as explosive as Jacoby though. Because Jacoby, I think, he was more of a kick returner. He was a kick returner. Was he a punt returner as well? I'm trying to think. Did he have a punt return?
I think he did return punch, but I don't think that was his primary thing. I think we did return. I think he did return punt before though.
Yeah, I think most of his touchdowns on special team came as a kick returner. Who I'm thinking about is wide receiver that played. I think he played for the Giants at some point. Was it the Giants? I'm trying to think. It was wide receiver. He had that return. He picked up the ball right next to the goal line.
Harris. He played for the Giants. Dwayne Harris.
But Dwayne Harris, he's had a history of being a return man though.
That was his. That's how he played. That's how he stayed in the league for his entire career. It was just off return.
Exactly. Who I thought should have been utilized better was the return man that played for. Right now he's like a running back. He like transitioned from wide receiver to running back.
Out of Tennessee, my guy's name.
He went high in the draft too, but he never really kind of. He fizzled out at wide receiver.
I want to say he went first round. Damn, I can't even think of his name right now. Yeah, it's killing me.
He's one of the running backs for. Is he one of the running backs for the? He's not with the. He's not with the Ravens. Somebody
signed him last year. As soon as that rule change happened, somebody signed him. In my opinion,
it's the Steelers. He was with the Steelers last year.
He was with the Steelers last year. Yeah, he was running back with the Steelers.
Cordell Patterson. Yeah. He played for Ravens, and I felt like we didn't utilize him on special teams. Like it's like what the hell? Like
we didn't utilize him. Period.
Yeah.
Really.
He had one touchdown. He had like one little long touchdown. It was like a little trick play, I think. But we didn't take advantage of his skill set.
We did a lot more with him.
Yeah, but those types of players though, you got to have like a creative offensive coordinator.
Yeah. That was Gruden though, wasn't it? Was that Gruden?
Was he with Gruden for like maybe?
It might have been before. It might have been before Gruden.
Yeah, I don't know.
Might have been before Gruden, but yeah. So in my opinion, he's the greatest kick returner of all time. Not including punts though, because he didn't do punts. So just kick returns.
On the Raiders?
No. Just like period. As in my opinion, he's the greatest kick returner of all time.
Who?
Not including punts though. Cordero Patterson.
Oh, Cordero Patterson, the greatest kick returner?
Yeah, I think he's the greatest kick returner of all time.
Oh,
not including punch
man.
though. Not including punch.
How you gonna say that? Nah, I can't. Nah, I can't co-sign that one. So he's not better than Devin Hester.
Devin Hester was a punt returner.
I think he was a kick returner too. He returned a kick for a touchdown in the Super Bowl. You official when you do that in the Super Bowl, like literally you've been doing it like your whole career, and you do it in the Super Bowl. They probably
just used him because it's at that point it's the Super Bowl. But I don't think he was like a everyday kick return. I think he was mostly a punt returner. I think it was mostly.
Remember Joshua Cribbs?
Josh Cribbs from the Browns. That he'll be up there.
He was like
Dante Hall.
Similar.
I think Dante Hall was a punt returner mostly too.
Yeah.
Cordero Patterson has the record for the most.
I don't know, man. Let me Dante Hall though. Dante Hall's my favorite returner. That
was my favorite returner too. He's still my favorite returner to this day. But I think he was mostly punt returners. But Josh Cribbs was a kick returner. But Cordero Patterson has the record for the most kick return touchdowns.
Let me see. I'm gonna look up.
And I gotta say it every time. Dante Hall has.
Look. So he most kickoff return yards for. Okay, this is Kansas City Chief record. Kickoff return touchdown. He had 6. Punt return touchdown. So he had more kickoff return touchdowns than punt return by like 6 to 5.
Who, Dante?
Yeah, Dante. Yeah, bro. Like, come on, bro. Dante Hall is like, come on.
Cordero Patterson has the most kickoff return touchdowns. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm just talking kickoff. Yeah, I'm just talking kickoffs. I'm not talking about combined. If you're talking combined, then it's probably Hester or Dante Hall. But just kickoffs, it's Cordero Patterson, followed by Josh Cribbs. Just kickoffs.
Nine.
I think his average is crazy too. Like he has a crazy average too. It's like it's not like he's just like his average is super crazy. I think he has one of the highest averages of all time.
You know who's I ain't gonna lie, he's underrated to me, but I like him on special teams too. Ted Ginn.
Oh, Ted Ginn Jr. Oh yeah, Ted Ginn Jr.
and Percy Harvin too. Percy
Harvin too. Yeah. Percy Harvin I think he had a kickoff return and a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yep. For the Seahawks. And Junior.
Just kickoffs. Just kickoffs. It's Cordero. It's just kickoffs. Cordero combined. I give you Hester or Dante Hall. I'll let you. I'll give you that. But just kickoffs. It's Cordero. He's that guy. He is that guy. Because he has the most touchdowns. I want to say he has one of the highest averages of all time. I think he has the yardage record too.
Who was that guy from the Eagles, like early 2000s, late 90s?
Dang.
That used to be a return man. It wasn't.
I know
was it Westbrook? It wasn't. Was it Westbrook?
It wasn't Brian Westbrook. No.
It was a guy before that. Oh,
he was a small guy too.
Oh, Night Crew, y'all gotta come through now.
Dang. We were just talking, man. Me, Chris, and 805 were just talking about him not that long ago too. He was cold. He ain't better than Cordero though. He was cold.
I want to see. I actually want to see the special team return touchdown.
Brian Mitchell.
Brian Mitchell
was cold. Brian Mitchell was cold. Brian Mitchell wasn't super fast though. He's just
okay.
He will break you though.
DJ, good shit.
Jacoby Jones is cold too though. I like Jacoby Jones.
Cordero Patterson. He's a sneaky one, but I don't feel like he's the best.
To me he's the best. As kickoff, just kickoff, he's the best.
But he has the numbers though. It's like he
got the numbers, bro.
I guess he don't got the flair. He don't got
because the NFL was trying to take the kickoff away. So that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Like he didn't get as many bites at the apple because the NFL was incentivizing teams to not kick. If teams were like kicking it like they were back in the day, like he would have got a lot more opportunities.
Damn, Devin Hester had 20.
20 what?
Most career return touchdowns, 20. 14 punt return touchdowns, 5 kickoff returns. I don't even add
One
up to
interception.
20. Like, come on, bro. Like, now I can't even trust these stats now.
Yeah.
That don't even add up to 20.
As a punt returner, nobody touching Devin Hester. Nobody touching Devin Hester as a punt returner. Like, he was crazy. Devin Hester was crazy. But see, the thing is that Devin Hester was never really used on offense either. But I guess that's kind of Cordero Patterson too.
They kind of, I think they probably tried because he was so explosive. He was a corner. I think his position was corner.
Yeah.
His hands was bad.
I think they moved him to. I think they tried him at Miami.
Oh, Joshua Cribbs. I said it earlier.
Yeah, Joshua Cribbs.
He has 8.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, is just kickoff returner. He right behind Cordero. Like I said,
also played for the Raiders too, and he played for the Raiders too.
He played late in his career though.
Did he make it? Did he make it out of? I don't think he made it out of training camp.
He was washed. Like
Alan Ross though. I think they're similar, like physical.
Like they're bigger guys. They're bigger guys, and they're not like a whole bunch of not a whole bunch of like juking. They just they'll get that lane, and then they'll get that lane. It's hard. They'll break a tackle, and then they gone. Like Allen Rossum was cold as a returner. Tim Dwight was cold as a returner.
Jacoby Jones. I'm looking right now. I'm pulling up the list.
Jacoby Jones was cold too, though. Jacoby Jones was cold too.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the list, the all-time list, real quick. And then
is Allen Rossum up there?
I'm about to pull it up right now. Let's see. NFL kick returns for touchdown career leaders. Leon Washington.
Oh, Leon Washington was cold.
It was
the Steelers, right?
Jets.
The Steelers? The Jets, okay.
Well, you know what? He might have played. Did he play for the Steelers? I know he played for the Jets
too. At one point.
But he's tied with Cribbs with 8.
Okay.
So Cordero has 9. Cribbs and Leon are tied with 8. Then it's like damn, it's like a 5-way tie for third. Mel Gray. I forgot about him. I know someone might recognize his name. Mel Gray, Dante Hall, obviously. Gale Sayers has 6. So these are all the guys that are tied with for third. Travis Williams. This is back in the day. When I say back in the day, I'm talking about like this 60s, 70s. Let's see. Percy Harvin had 5. Tim Brown
up there. Oh, somebody said Leon Washington was a Seahawk.
Timmy Brown. Timmy Brown from 1959, 1968. That might have been.
Oh man, they did it.
They got me.
Because Tim Brown was a punt returner. I don't think he was a kick returner. I think our Tim Brown was a punt returner.
So some of the recent guys that we know. So obviously we all know Cordero Patterson, Joshua Cribbs, Leon Washington. So Cordero Patterson, he stands alone with 9. Cribbs, Leon Washington got 8. Let me see if I can share this. Let me share this. Let's make it easier. If you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Leon. I don't remember Leon. See, for some reason, I don't remember Leon Washington. I'm thinking that dude. I think
they have him. I think he played running back.
Okay. See, for some reason, I thought I remember him with the Steelers. Steelers had somebody named Washington.
All right. You see it?
Let's see. Yes, sir. Justin Miller? I don't remember that dude at all. Terrence McGee, I think he was with the Bills. Allen Rossum, I remember Allen Rossum. I remember him with the Falcons mainly.
Oh, Justin Miller, you don't remember him? I think he played for the Jets. Leon Washington, I think Justin Miller. I think he played for the Jets too.
Played for the Jets too.
Let me
see. For some reason, when I see Justin Miller, I think about Texans. I don't know why.
I might be getting it wrong, but
I'm probably wrong because I sure didn't remember who Leon Washington played for.
So Jacoby Jones, Devin Hester, Percy Harvin, they're all tied up with 5.
That's the old Timmy Brown.
That's the old school Timmy Brown.
It's the original.
Ryan Mitchell got 4. Jacoby Ford, though. You know what I'm saying? He got 4.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. He represented.
Yeah,
That's the best return man in recent memory for the Raiders.
For the Raiders, yeah.
Because he had like a lot of like big time plays. Like, see, if Trey Tucker was doing what Jacoby Ford was doing, I think he would get a lot more love and respect. But like, he's just hella small. He's not getting the. And to be fair though, like he didn't have Hugh Jackson.
All right, Justin Miller was a Jet.
Justin Miller was a Jet. Was Leon Washington a Jet?
Yeah, Leon Washington was a Jet. They said he played for the Seahawks too.
Brad Smith, also a Jet too.
Brad Smith, yeah. I remember Brad Smith. Brad Smith.
Yeah, former quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Turn receiver. Damn. The
Jets is up there.
Some return. Yeah, they had some return, man. And then after that, like it's a lot of
Ted Ginn right there.
Ted Ginn with 3. This is just a kickoff for
Terry Kirby, another Raider.
Jeez.
Jerome Mathis. I remember Jerome Mathis. Andre Roberts up there? What?
Jerome Mathis played for the Texans, huh? Texans?
Yep. Andre Roberts. It's crazy. Dion. This man's name Vitamin. That's crazy. LeRod Stevens Howling. I remember that.
You don't know who
too.
Vitamin Smith is?
Vitamin Smith. Yeah, he played for the Rams back in the day. Look at it right there. I remember J.J. Arrington. Did he play? He played for the Falcons. Not the Cardinals, right? J.J. Arrington.
J.J. Arrington. I think he played. Did he play
in
college? He played for West Virginia, or was it Cal?
Cal.
Yeah,
I want to say it was Cal. It was Cal. Yeah. Same colors.
Yeah.
I remember J.J. Arrington. I like J.J. Arrington when he was coming out too. I thought he was gonna be cold.
I'm looking at these numbers. Damn.
Tim Dwight only got 2. Dang, I remember Tim Dwight being that. Terry Fair, man, that's way back.
Reese Jones-Drew on this list.
MJD.
Damn, it's not really a lot of like big names. Like from what
Nah. Tyler Lockett.
Tim Brown was more of a punt returner, huh? Yeah, he's more.
Tim Brown was a punt returner. Yep.
He's a punt returner.
Terry Metcalf. I think that's DK's uncle.
CJ Spiller.
Spiller.
Buffalo Bill fan.
He's Texans. I mean, Buffalo Bill. I'm just Miller. Lamar Miller is a Texan.
I thought Spiller was gonna be better.
Oh.
I thought he was gonna be, but his injuries, I think, messed.
He went to Clemson.
He went to Clemson.
Yeah.
He went to Clemson.
Yeah. Dominic Rose up there. I think he played for us, right? He played for us for a little while.
Steve Smith.
We had Dominic Rose for a little while, didn't we?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Or was it just the coach? Or he was the coach for coach. He played with the coach, right?
I feel like he played with Colts. Darren Sproles got 2.
Darren Sproles.
Oh, Herschel Walker got 2.
Herschel Walker.
Oh,
man, that's crazy.
Rod Woodson up in here, okay.
Yeah,
bro, we need a kick out. But like you said, bro, the league is going away from that, but I think they're trying to bring it back low key with the rule change.
Oh, Mercury Morris. Okay, I see Mercury Morris. You know what that is?
Mercury Morris, nah, man. That's
he played for the Dolphins. He was on a Dolphins team that went undefeated.
See, that's like you going. I didn't even exist on this planet.
Yeah, because every year they would interview, like he would be one of the people they would interview when they asked, like when the last team gets a loss, they would he was one of the few people that was still alive.
Oh, you thinking Nate Washington?
That's who it was. Yep.
The OG Timothy Brown, yeah, for sure.
Man, the OG Timothy Brown.
Justin Miller, yeah. A lot of Jets.
Yeah.
Man, shots fired, bro.
Why you doing my dog Turf like that, man?
Oh, man, that's funny. Percy Harvin was cold in NCAA. Yeah, Percy Harvin, man. It was the truth. He just had he had some random issues. Like he had migraines.
Migraines issues.
Migraines issues is crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe how rare kickoff returns in NFL. Yeah, man. It's like, but I think they're trying to bring it back with these rules. Hopefully, within the next few years, we'll probably see the value. Maybe they adjust. Maybe they have those. Maybe the Cordell Patterson types receivers. Like Cordell Patterson probably would have been eaten with this type of, like the way he's built as far as return man. Like Joshua Cribbs and him. Damn, Joshua Cribbs was nice, bro.
He was. He got hurt a lot too. I want to say toward the end of his career.
Yeah.
But the thing about
as a return man, nice as a return man. For y'all in the chat, be like,
that's all he was. That's all he was.
Exactly.
But the thing about Cordell Patterson is that, like, Cordell Patterson will bring the ball out the end zone. So like you have to kick it through the back of the end zone.
Oh, did we get him? We got him after the Colts. Not to cut you off, we got him. Donovan Rose. We got him after the Colts.
Yeah, I remember him playing for us. But he was at that point. He was kind of washed up too.
Yeah.
We always get these players late.
I'm telling you, bro. You remember like the random Snapple fact players, man. I'm telling you, man.
Man, we had the it was a tough road for us for running backs for a little while. That's why.
There you go.
Yeah, Mercury Morris. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Percy Harvin was nice. I think he went to Florida.
I guess it's a good segue, man. Daniel King said Moss was only a Raider because he put on the uni. He isn't a Raider. I just remember back in the day, someone told me the story about them seeing Moss at the golf course, and like they were running to get an autograph. This is like obviously when he played, with the Raiders, and then Moss seen him. He's like, hey, hey, he screamed. He's like, hey, what do y'all want? And he's like, oh, we're trying to get an autograph. He's like, go back. He's like, I ain't signing nothing. I was dying laughing when I heard that story, man. Like, bro. And the person that was trying to get autographed, they were the biggest Moss fan. Like, they were a Raider fan, but their favorite player in the NFL was Randy Moss. And he ended up getting traded to the Raiders. So that combination was like,
bro,
he crushed him, bro. He crushed him.
That was me, bro. My favorite player was Randy Moss. I remember my favorite basketball player was Kevin Garnett, and my favorite football player was Randy Moss. And they both played in Minnesota for Central. It was
That's
like
so random. You said Kevin Garnett was your favorite player?
He was my favorite player, yeah.
How was he your favorite player? How was he your favorite player?
He was my favorite player, bro. Until he went to the Celtics. Kevin Garnett was my favorite player. He was my favorite player.
Man, that's hella. That's random. Like that Kevin Garnett was your favorite. I don't know why, because I like guard play. Maybe it's probably because I like guards.
But Kevin Garnett he played like a guard. Yeah, like to a certain extent, a little bit. And so and he was like the first one to come out of high school in a while. And then he was big, but he played like a guard. He had the handle, he had the pull up, he did all that. He played like a guard. And then if you had NBA Live back then, he was the best player on the game. Like he was the only player that was like I think he was like a 98 or something. Like, he was the best player. He was better than everybody. So like that. So I would always like trade for him. I mean, so I said over Kobe Bryant for like the first, I don't know how many years of Kobe Bryant's career. I hated Kobe Bryant because one of my favorite players was Eddie Jones when he's with the Lakers, and then when they brought in Kobe, like that made them get rid of Eddie Jones. So I always resented Kobe for that until they started like winning. But in the beginning, I hated him because like Eddie Jones was like my favorite. He was my favorite Laker.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially the first few years too. Like, it was weird. Like they drafted him, and back then, like, it was a more of an older league, and guys like Kobe, who was like super young, like they didn't get a lot of playing time. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he kind of came to a situation where they already had like established veterans too. So it's not like he went to a situation where they were terrible. and then you're gonna get a lot of playing time because everybody else is trash. So it wasn't that type of situation. Like Kobe had to like fight his way into the starting lineup. Like he was a 6-man like his first 2-3 years. Like he was coming off the bench like first 2-3 years, right?
Coming off the bench, yeah. Like at least I want to say the first 2 years until he got rid of Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones ended up going to Miami.
Yeah,
ironically.
Yeah. But speaking of players dissing fans, you know what I mean? This I guess a perfect segue, man. It's that time, man. It's flag on the play.
Offense. He was giving them the business.
Severe, man. If you wanna lead with the first flag on the play, and you know what I'm talking about with Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. We were just talking about guys not signing autographs, and player Aaron Rodgers was at a golf tournament, and he refused to sign an autograph, and because he thought the guy was just like some kind of autograph hunter, and so the guy had to prove that he was actually an Aaron Rodgers fan, and even after proving so, Aaron Rodgers still refused to sign the autograph.
Bro, I seen the video. Man, I don't even want to. Should we go ahead and play the video?
We can play the video. Aaron Rodgers is a dick, bro.
Because when I seen it, I was like, bro, that was hella unnecessary. But just sign the autograph, man. Like,
you
could tell everybody was like, that was kind of. Everybody was like, damn, that's kind of cold. Like,
because he was signing other people's autographs, though, bro. It's like he was just doing it just to that guy. Because he was signing other stuff. Because he thought the guy was an autograph hunter. But he's like, man, I remember all your plays. And then you start asking these guys, like, then he kept like asking like super specific questions. Like, what was the score of the game? And the guy got the score of the game. He's like, did I throw a touchdown? He's like, yeah. Like, who was the touchdown to? It's like, come the hell on, bro. Like nobody remembers those specifics.
Yeah. Oh man, we had a few stuff that we kind of left off. Honorable mention. Flag is on the play. Shout out to Caleb. That almost got selected, Daniel Kim. Ecstasy of Order said the guy was a hunter. Damn, did I send? Damn, this dude Jameis Winston is hella funny. Oh yeah, I sent
hilarious.
It. Yeah,
you sent it to me.
All right. Here's the video of basically Aaron Rodgers at some type of golfing event, at the golf course, and some guys literally begging him for an autograph, and he's just like dissing him. But here we go. Let me go ahead and share this page. Can y'all see it?
No, we can't see it. It's black. It's blacker than Isaiah Ekajuba.
Hold on. Y'all can't see it? All right. Let me... All right. All right, do you see it?
There we go. We got action. We got action. Can't hear it. Negative.
You can't hear?
No.
Oh. You can't hear nothing?
No.
All right, it's all good. So just to give you all the gist of what's going on, he's basically not trying to sign his autograph. Then he tells him to he asked him about a game that he played years ago, and he asked him what's the score of the game. He tells him the score of the game. He tells him what happens. Then he said, "Who did I pass the game with a touchdown to?" And then he's like, "I don't remember." And then you can hear people in the background like, "Damn, like wow, like that's very specific." Like a game like 10 years ago in a random regular season game, he's trying to have him remember like who he passed the game with a touchdown to, and he just goes on to say like, "Oh well, you could have looked it up, then I would have believed you, but I don't believe you either way." And basically, he doesn't sign an autograph. But that's the guy right there asking for an autograph. You can tell he's like kind of like, damn, ruthless. Yeah. But flag on the play on Aaron Rodgers, man. It just adds. It just adds to the image of Aaron Rodgers because everybody kind of looks at him as kind of like, yeah.
Look, and put it like this. Look, the guy had a tick. So the game he was talking about, because the guy's trying to get a hat signed. The guy had a ticket to the game Aaron Rodgers was asking him about. And then, as you said, Aaron Rodgers said, "Oh, you can look it up though, and I will believe you. Then I will sign your thing. But since I don't believe you, I'm not going to sign it." And then the guy started to walk away, I guess, insisting he was at the game. And Rodgers said, "No, you're an autograph hound." The guy then said, "You can personalize the autograph. Then I can't like really make any money off of it." And then Aaron Rodgers said, "You're an autograph hound." And somebody in the background said no. And he said, "Yeah, you are. You can't fool me. You can't fool me." So the guys offered to say, like, "You know what? Just personalize it that way. I really can't make any money off of it." And so, he still refused. That's it took 5 seconds to sign an autograph.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. At that point, I'm kind of like, I'm not really asking for autographs, to be honest with you, so I can't really say I could relate. But at the same time, like, I have gotten an autograph, you know what I mean, just to get some value out of it, for the obviously for the channel. I have like a Tim Brown signed ball, so one of these days, man, when I hit a big number on this channel, I might be able to raffle that off. But that being said, like, I don't know why I've never been the type to like go up to, "Can I get an autograph? Can I get it?"
Yeah, I don't care about autographs. I don't care.
But talking to people when I did get the autograph, like the Tim Brown thing, like I met people who are into like selling memorabilia, and they do make money off of that. Like they do.
Oh yeah.
And it's a business. It's all strategic. Like they don't come with random things. They come with like official, like real helmets, real NFL standard football. Yeah. If it's a jersey, the real jersey, not like I don't want to say fake jerseys, but like if it ain't the official NFL jersey, then it's not going to sell as much. Like it's a business.
Yeah, but what doesn't make any sense to me, because I see the guy, Ecstasy of Order says the guy, he thinks the guy was a flipper, like, because somebody like they're at a golf tournament with Aaron Rodgers, like the guy next to him had a phone filming, like they see Aaron Rodgers at a golf tournament, like I'm sure plenty of other people, like you see a celebrity, like, oh, clearly this guy is fake because he has a phone. Like, nah, anytime you see a celebrity, like people are going to pull out their phones and start filming. Like that's just natural. That's a natural habit. But like even if the guy was a flipper, like who cares? Like is that costing Aaron Rodgers some money?
Sure.
Like, I don't understand that. Like, so he signs it, like it's not costing Aaron Rodgers any money at all to sign it. Like it's literally 5 seconds out of your day. Put your signatures or something. You help the guy make some money. Like is that harming Aaron Rodgers? No. Is that harming the person who's willing to buy the item? No, because obviously they're willing to pay for the item. Only thing you did was spend 5 seconds to help a guy make some money. Like, if that's his occupation, that's like going into a car dealership. They try to sell you a car and like, I'm not gonna buy any car for you. Clearly, you're trying to sell me a car. Like, yeah, bro. Like, yeah, this is what I do for a living. Like how to like that's dumb. So I don't know. I just think it's stupid.
Yeah.
I see if there somebody was like, if they were in the habit of forging, if you thought he was like a forger, where like I know some people will get people to sign certain items and then forge their autograph onto other items. That's a different story. But if you think he's just a guy that just out there just begging for autographs to sell the item later, like okay, he got your actual autograph on this item and he's selling it later. He's not forging it, and I have no issue with them doing that. Like,
just because Daniel Kim brought this up, man. I don't think Severe. I don't know if you've seen this dunk. Oh yeah, I think I sent it to you. You might have seen it.
You sent it to me. Yeah. That I considered that.
Whew, this one was like crazy, and it was his career. You think his career might be over?
I mean, he's playing in the summer league, so it's very. I mean, he's probably never had one to begin with. I don't know who the guy is. So.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, this is crazy. So what Daniel Kim is talking about is obviously a dunk that happened recently, and man, like, it wasn't just the dunk itself, which was crazy, but it's also the picture they captured right after. It was just like hella embarrassing. I'm gonna go ahead and play the video, man. It's pretty good. Hold on, let me play it real quick. And they're all laughing too. This is Sports Center.
Yeah. This is wild.
This is done. Ooh! He just cocked it back. Like, man. Just the
within this guy's face. You guys.
So the dunk itself was nice. It was impressive. Like the way he cocked it back, man, was nice. But when you see the look at that.
That's wild, bro. That is gonna be famous forever.
He's gonna have to I would say cut his hair. Maybe cut his hair, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He is part of internet history forever.
Yeah, they're not gonna let this go for sure.
Oh no, he's never gonna let it go, bro. His teammates are texting him this picture now. Like they probably put it up in his locker.
Man, that's hilarious, man. We have to show that real quick, but we do have another flag on the play though. We have another flag on the play. And go ahead and Severe, go ahead and get an intro for the next flag.
Yeah, man. So the next flag on the play, we all know Teddy Bridgewater, former, I want to say he was a first-round pick for Minnesota Vikings. He played a while in the league. He bounced around. I think he was most recently with the Lions as a backup. They signed him to a backup role for the playoffs. We know he was a coach in Florida, and he was recently suspended for providing impermissible funds to his players. Now, when you hear what it was money for them to Uber stuff, just like buying them food to eat, paying money to get them like therapy after the games, paying for rides and stuff like that. Like it was that kind of, that's what he was doing. And because he was doing that, they ended up suspending him for that. So I think it's crazy, man. I think it's wild for them to suspend somebody for using his own funds to help enrich the lives of the players that he's coaching.
Yeah, I didn't understand what's going on, and I guess.
Now we talk about the follow up afterwards, the investigation or whatever.
Yeah, and Bridgewater, he addressed it a little bit in social media. There's some of the things that were kind of cryptic, certain ways, where he was kind of accusing someone he's saying that someone's going after him for whatever reason, maybe because he feels like maybe it might be I don't know if it's a coach somewhere he feels like he feels like Teddy Bridgewater has a competitive advantage because he's out here helping out a high school team that needs help. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Come on, just because he has a resource to do it. Come on, man. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of weak that he's giving his own money to support these players, and he's gonna get suspended. But Bridgewater made a point where he says, "I don't even work for the high school, so how do I get suspended if I'm not even working for you guys?" There's no. he's not. I don't think he's not getting paid to be a coach for the high school team. So
yeah,
it's just,
it's more details here. I wish I played for Teddy Bridgewater's team, but so Teddy Bridgewater, part of what was said is that Teddy Bridgewater, he was not an actual employee for the school. He was essentially a volunteer. So, that's why it's like this is volunteer work. And he also said that he self-reported the funds that he spent. So, but this is some of what he covered. It was $14,000 for training camp. So I'm pretty sure that's probably like the facility, possibly referee fees, and then $9,500 for team pride sets, $2,200, and this is for all the players. $2,200 a week for pregame meals, $1,300 a week for recovery, and $700 a week for Ubers. And this is for all the kids on the team. So, and as was said before, he's not getting paid by the school. It's like a volunteer role as a head coach of the team. And he's taking his own money to enrich the lives of these kids. And they're like, oh yeah, you're spending money on them, so we suspend you.
Yeah. And like I said, there was a cryptic tweet. Maybe as time goes on, they'll have more information as far as what's going on and who is trying to throw Teddy Bridgewater under the bridge. You know what I mean? No pun intended, but I'm just saying, like, it's just a weird situation. Like, how is someone trying to literally donate his own money trying to help out
saving that
kids?
one up. Pharaoh was definitely saving that one.
Yeah, I was just saying.
He had that in the barrel. He had that in the barrel.
I wrote it down right here too. I wrote it down. I had it rehearsed it too before the show started. You know what I mean? I just had to time it up perfectly. But nah, for real though, man.
It was clean. It was good.
You know what I mean? Hey, man. But it's a flag though. Flag. The whole point is the flag on the play. Whoever's going after Teddy Bridgewater, it seems like he's saying it's bigger than them suspending him for what he's doing. He's saying that someone is going after him. I think I don't know if you see, I sent it to you earlier. Let me see if I could pull it up here.
Because I don't know if they won state or if they won. Like, I see it right here though. Like, yeah, damn people done caused all this confusion. Got a phone call tonight and there's no real investigation going on. I told you I have to be an employee to be investigated. Now the paperwork thing still stands, but there was no investigation. We self-reported. Vernon and his administrative homeboys want me gone apparently, and tried to hire one of my dogs like bro wasn't going to lace me up. The suspension came from MNW, and it's impossible to suspend someone who doesn't work for you. I'm pretty sure that, obviously that's probably the school. So if I'm suspended from MNW, I'm free to go to another school of my choice, but I'm not going anywhere. And it comes down to it. I will volunteer from the bleachers like I used to in 2018 and 2019 when no one had a problem. This is my last post about this BS.
Yeah. So is it someone from the school?
Possibly. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know who Vern is, but it's his administrative homeboys. But then he said that MNW is where the suspension came from. So whoever was working for basically the high school is like working with Vern, whoever Vern is. But either way, man, flag on the play. Unfortunate situation. I think everybody like.
Oh, that's that. Like MNW. The school is Miami Northwestern.
Yeah. MNW is the high school. Is the high school, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, flag on the play. We had a lot of other flags on the play worthy. Obviously Caleb Williams, his painted fingers continue, man. Like he won't let it go.
And the flower in the ear.
It's just, man. But it'd be funny though if he's a bust.
He was my QB3. That's all I'm gonna say.
But I think he's gonna be a pretty good player. But we'll see.
He has all the talent. He has the talent. It was never about. I said before it wasn't about the talent. I said
talent.
It wasn't about the talent.
It looked like he got the right coaching too. The team around him is pretty solid. So
Yeah.
I think he's gonna have a solid season. It's just he just be doing weird stuff like completely different generation. So they don't care. He don't care. But yeah, definitely he was a flag on a play. Who else did we have flag on a play worthy?
Drake. He was like Drake in the whole tattoo thing,
covering up his LeBron tattoo with the
Shea,
recent MVP.
SGA,
Yep. NBA MVP, which is like,
That's
why
crazy.
are you? Why not? Why don't you just cover up
Get
the
it
tattoo?
removed.
Yeah, first of all, this is a whole
Look, that's the whole nother thing. I already know where you're going. I have the same question, and it's not just one person; it's multiple people. He has Wayne one. I think he has a Skepta one. He has like multiple people.
How about just
So
not
it's
get
like-
grown men on you tattooed? You know what I mean? How about that? But that's a whole different conversation. But then if you're gonna cover up the tattoo, just cover up tattoo with something else of meaning to you. I mean, it just looked weird. Like the way he reacted. I don't know. This is strange. That was definitely flag on a play worthy. And then who else? I'm forgetting something else that was an honorable mention. Flag on a play.
RG3.
RG3 kind of like trying to act like he's coming into defense of the WNBA player Angel Reese, but then like compares her to a monkey. But I don't know who was comparing her to a monkey. Like he had a whole huge post. It was just like, and he had a picture. He had a picture to go along with it. Like,
so somebody else made the picture. So instead of just like addressing the issue and not putting up the picture, he reposts the picture.
Yeah.
So he has like 2 million followers. So you just added more exposure to a picture that probably wouldn't have got that much exposure had you not posted it. So we just talked about it. I just talked about the what you feel is racism in general. It would have been different. But the fact that you like amplified that picture, like, he's been getting a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
From a certain segment of the internet because they feel he's an ally. Like Jason Whitlock gets a lot of traffic from a certain segment of the internet because they feel they're in an allegiance. So what he's doing is it was calculated. He did it on purpose, and a lot of people called him out for it. And Shaq, I don't know if you saw, Shaq called him out. Shaq said straight up, like Shaq said he gonna put hands on him. Shaq said straight up he gonna put hands on him.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but I get where Shaq is coming from. He's I guess he's being protective of her and stuff like that. I think he's close with her too as well. Like I think he's cool with her. So
because he went to LSU too. So like that's he's an alumni there. So he's an alumni hooper. She's an LSU hooper too. And Shaq basically said the only reason she's not responding to any of it because Shaq is telling her like, be above it. Just go out there and continue to play your game. And she's been playing well recently. So.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I got it signed, man. It's official. So.
Oh man, you got it signed. Man, when we were talking about that, I
was
thinking about Raiders signature.
You said what?
When you was talking about that, and when we was talking about Aaron Rodgers, all I can think about was my dog Raiders Smoke, man.
Ah man.
I don't think he in here no more.
It's Smoke.
My guy Raiders Smoke.
My guy Smoke, man. But yeah, I think that's probably the only autograph or signature I ever gotten was from Tim Brown, which happened like last year, a couple years ago. He was out here. I was like, you know what? Let me go out there and get a free event. Boom, walked in it because a lot of places that have a lot of these signature places they charge. I was talking to some people that do memorabilia. Like what they'll do is they'll have like these events where they'll like sit. You ever see those events where they're signing hella footballs or whatever? That to get into those places, you got to pay for that.
Yeah, you got to pay money. Yeah,
you got to pay money. Yeah, so like, it's
and
crazy.
Sometimes you got to pay money to get in, and sometimes certain people in there would charge you for their autograph too. Yeah. So like, I mean, I'm not really an autograph because I'm not a person like I don't keep like memorabilia and I don't keep like souvenirs and stuff like that. Like, but a lot of people just holds like sentimental value. And, but like I never like I got the memory. If I was like I saw this person, I remember seeing. Oh man, I don't know if I told you or not. I told my boy, but I saw Jeanty bus the other day. She came in. She was chopping it up. She didn't know. Yeah. but we didn't talk about nothing basketball. Like, I don't know if she knew that I knew who she was, and I didn't act like she was who she was. But the whole time I'm thinking like, man, this motherfucker just made $10 billion. Like, that's all I think about my head. Like, this lady just made $10 billion like 2 weeks ago.
How old is Jeanty Buss?
She's got to be in her late 50s, early 60s. Yeah. She old enough. She for sure old enough to be my mom.
Is she married to Phil Jackson still, or
no? They were never married. I don't think they were ever married.
Okay.
They were together for a while. She lucky short. She's shorter than I thought she would be.
Damn, that's wild, man. Like the Buss family is not. That's the end of it.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they gotta split it between the siblings. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many.
They're good. I mean, they're good.
I mean, they're all good. I mean, they're all and they still got. She's still controlled. She's still gonna be running the team for the next 5 years. So I almost did that. I almost did that too. That was almost flag on the play.
Yeah.
The whole LeBron thing. Everybody was tripping off of it.
What LeBron thing?
Like, they didn't tell LeBron that they were selling the team.
Oh, that could just be a situation where, like, man, like, you up out of here, man.
Yeah, because she's gonna still be running the team for the next 5 years. So for the next 5 years, absolutely nothing changes, except the person that's making money off of the Lakers. I guess is the only thing that changes. She's still the governor. So, like, by the time any real change happens, she's gonna be out the league. So I was like, bro, why do I gotta tell you? Like, I don't need to tell you.
Yeah, and to be honest, like, you can argue that he only has 1 year left.
Possibly only 1 year left. Yeah, he only has one. He only signed for 1 year on his deal. And, you know, the rumor is that the Lakers after 2026, they're low key like, yeah, we're low key cool. So, like,
because they literally have a new franchise player. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But I am hearing, like, rumors that he could possibly go to Dallas.
That would be good. Depending on what we get back, I'm cool with that.
But what would you get back for LeBron, though? An older LeBron that's, like, not a number one option, not a number two option.
He's a number two option for sure. He's a number two option. He can be a number two option.
I think you're basing it off, like, the last few years, but Father Time is undefeated. So you got to project it to be like he probably gonna be like a number 3, 4. Like
he was second team All-NBA last year.
But no, what I'm saying is that he can't. Like, how much can you depend on LeBron? How often is he going to be available? How many minutes is he going to play for him to be an effective player? Like, you want to rely on your young guns during the regular season, and in the playoffs you'll be able to utilize LeBron. And if that's the case, then LeBron shouldn't be considered a number 1, number 2 option. Like, maybe number 3 at best. And it's no diss to him. It's more so like he's an older player, so you got to protect the older player.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm talking about. It's not the talent itself. It's more so like, damn, you can't even utilize the talent. You can't even utilize LeBron like you want to because he ain't the young LeBron no more, because he can get hurt, be out, and injuries take longer to heal when you're older. So like the number 1, number 2 guys, you could run them, have them play like 40 plus minutes a night, be good.
We gotta look like this though. Like, they have Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis, 2 of the most injury prone motherfuckers in the league. So
I know,
it's like,
I know
they can't be like trying to.
But
so it's like, you know.
But from their perspective, though, it would be like from a chemistry standpoint, it would be a great.
That's a great, because he's played with both of those guys already before.
Oh man, it'd be a great move. Because Kyrie could be the number 1.
Yeah.
And like Anthony Davis could be that number, 1B or number 2.
Yeah.
And then LeBron could be like the overall, like I think it would be a great move.
It'd be a great move. Only thing is, it's gonna be hard. I don't know. It's gonna be difficult, I think, to make the salaries match. Like, they'll probably have to throw in Klay Thompson. Probably, it can't be a one-on. It's gonna have to be like a multiple team deal. And it's hard to structure those things.
Well, I mean, Klay comfortable in Texas right now, so
exactly, he's hella comfortable. Exactly, hella comfortable. And I don't want Klay. I told you last year I don't want Klay. I told you he was low-key washed last year.
Well, I think Klay as a role player is not bad. But like, if you want Clay to be like a number 2 option, like the Warriors were depending on him, like he's
right
done.
now. Right now, if we get rid of LeBron, Clay, somebody else got to be the number 2 option.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We're not done yet, man. We got notable quotables. This is where we play a quote that we find interesting and we want to have a conversation about. Let me go ahead and set this up. Severe, if you want to hit up the chat real quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Felipe says Mark needs to relinquish hella power, just write checks and collect money.
I think that's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Said Army guy travel said, to be honest, it's not any of his business. What do you mean it's not any of his business? He's talking about Shaq. I mean, it is his business. If that's like his LSU, that's like his LSU running mate, his alumni, he mentors her. That's definitely his business. So you got a grown man, viciously attacking this person for no reason, and pandering is obvious what he's doing it for, and that he's pandering. So Shaq is well within his right to step up and say, leave this young lady alone who's much younger than you are. If you have an issue, take up that issue with me. And and that's what he did. It'd be like somebody who's messing with your little sister or your little sister's homegirl that you grew up or you watched grow up. And are you gonna let some dude just go at her? No, you're gonna be like, yo, bro, if you got an issue, hey, that's my people's. You got an issue, then you got an issue with her, I got an issue with you. So, and that's just how it goes.
Also, too, it's not like RG3 did things in private, away from the public eye, where away from, it was a one-on-one type of situation. It was in front of everybody. If you're posting things on social media, you can't get mad for people talking about the thing that you posted on social media for.
Exactly.
The whole world, it's anything that you put out to the public is, everybody has a right to talk about it because you put it out for the world to see at the end of the day. So you can't you can't say none of it is none of your business, because it is. Shaq has a podcast. He's in the media. He's in sports. He has every right to talk about it. On a lot of different levels. We get to talk about it because we can. Yeah. It was posted for everybody to see. So how can you say it's none of our business? You could say from a personal level, it's none of your business, type. Yeah, we can get into certain nitty gritty. You can make a point about it, but at the end of the day, anything posted on social media, anything where you're having anybody see your business, you're letting everybody know your business.
Exactly. No, facts. So it's like you said, when you do things like that in public, you got to prepare be prepared for the public backlash. You can't at that point. You no longer control the messaging or control the forum because you put it out there publicly. So anybody that's seen it, they have opportunity to comment on it. And apparently, Shaq, who has a personal relationship with this person, now if it was me saying something like that, then that'd be different. It's none of my business. But Shaq knows her personally. So if somebody attacks somebody that you know personally, somebody you have that kind of relationship with, you're well within your right to address it. Right. It's just as simple as that. If somebody went after Pharaoh, I was like, bro, I ain't gonna stand down and I obviously Pharaoh could fight his own battles, but I ain't gonna stand down and just be like, oh, well, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. Nah, that's my boy. So you get at him, you got a problem with him, you got a problem with me, and that's just how
I do feel like at the end of the day, as a man, you gotta stick up for yourself.
Yeah, you gotta stand it. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You gotta stick up for yourself, but at some point, people can, I don't know, they could defend your character, if they know you, they can defend your character and stuff like that. But that being said, we got notable quotables, and let's go to the first quote. Severe, if you want to give the intro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, legendary running back. I think it's fair to call him legendary. Marshawn Beast Mode Lynch. Obviously, he has his podcast, and this is a clip from the season. Like this happened. I want to say this happened during the season, but I found it pretty funny. They were talking about Ashton Jeanty, and Marshawn Lynch commented on how Ashton Jeanty runs. I thought it was Marshawn being Marshawn. That's all I could say. Marshawn being Marshawn.
I wanted to get your opinion on this young kid out of Boise State, bro. You ever watch Ashton Jeanty? You ever watch him?
Man, that out there running like a real African.
Hey,
you understand what I'm saying?
Hey, bro.
Man,
First of all,
that little Af is getting active,
balling, bro.
Active, bro.
I called his game when they played Oregon. Now they lost to Oregon. They should have beat Oregon. Okay.
And what he had 1,000 yards rushing?
Bro, what did he have against Oregon? 192. And running Oregon, all they recruit is speed, bro. And he's running away from these cats, dog.
Hey,
I didn't ever think I would see a guy built like MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know he played during our time. This kid's a little bigger than MJD, but he's just as short and wide, bro. Dog, I can't wait to see his 40, but he ain't been caught all year, dog.
40, man, already. Man,
well, I just want to see. I just want to get a sense for how fast he is. He ain't been caught all year, bro. Oh my god.
That game.
Yeah, so obviously he didn't run his 40.
He's gonna say, He will say that game speed is different.
Yeah, but this is before the Raiders drafted.
Just before this during the season.
So you can see that like Marshawn was a big fan of with Jeanty.
Yeah.
So hopefully hey, Marshawn is a running back great. So hopefully that means that he might mean something here. Like a guy that believes in, like he's gotten a lot of respect. Like I think Barry Sanders had some good things to say about him.
Yeah.
I think,
I think basically all the running backs for the most part have had good things to say about him.
Maurice Jones-Drew
loved him. Maurice Jones-Drew loved him. Marshawn obviously. I think Marshall Falk had some good things to say about him too. So I mean, basically everybody. I mean, like the running back, that's a fraternity, man. And all those guys, they respect how he plays the game, and then they're looking out for the running backs as well.
Yeah, I just hope that
Hey, look, in that situation, I'm gonna let Pharaoh stand on his own 10. Only if he's not there to defend himself will I have to jump in. But if he's here, I'm like, hey,
I'll change you to do it. Pharaoh, you ain't shit. Hey Reese, man, calm down.
Reese,
you a fool, man. He's always got jokes. Notable, quotable, extra. Conor McGregor bare knuckles promotion all in one breath.
I don't know. I know there's something else going on with Conor McGregor that I wasn't going to discuss.
It's some weird stuff.
Weirdo stuff.
Okay.
With a mud duck too, which is wild.
Yeah. Disney might be in talks in buying the show, so we gonna have to
exactly.
You gonna keep that. You gonna keep that off the show. But yeah, man. Hey, look, I'm like cautiously optimistic. I know last week me and you, Turf, we were talking about Ashton Jeanty and what his outlook for the season looks like, and I know Turf, he was a lot more, I would say, aggressive in how he felt about Jeanty as a player. Yeah. Like he's hoping that he's wrong, but he feels like he's not gonna be that type of running back, that type of guy that would be worth picking at number 6. I know you're like there's a good chance, but like you're holding out a little bit. Like you're like, all right, let's see what it's gonna look like. But if he can't do this from a statistical standpoint, production standpoint, then it doesn't make sense for you to draft a guy at number 6. Turf is like, he's not worth it. He's not worth the number 6 pick. Like it don't like. I think he has a little bit of room of like, okay, maybe if he could be an elite tackle breaker. I don't know how you would word it. Like, a guy that has that contact balance, that elite contact balance. It translates to the NFL where he's breaking a lot of tackles, maybe. But he was bullish on like how he wasn't that fast of a player that you would want to take that high, especially at that position where you would think like, all right, well, if you're gonna take a guy that high, he better be a game breaker, which I agree with too as well. But I'm hoping that his game could translate into the NFL where he is doing that. Because, it could be a situation where, a guy doesn't run well. We've seen it all the time, like in history, like where a guy doesn't run a 40 well, but then in the NFL, they're taking it to the house. Like, we don't see that speed being an issue.
Trey Tucker didn't run that fast of a 40.
For his size, for sure. 4.4.
Yeah, for what? Yeah, exactly. It wasn't that fast. Like for what you think is like as a guy that's like a speed guy, like you usually think like he's sub 4.4. Like 4.4 is like, hey, no, you're fast, but you're like a speed guy, like like you're thinking sub 4.4. So yeah, and it's like my thing with Ashton Jeanty is like I think people was like, oh, I think he's gonna be trash. Like no, he was my RB1. So I was like, that's like people were just. I think sometimes they hear what they want to hear, and that was actually said. I think he's a good player. I don't know if he's generational. And if he's going to be generational, these are the metrics by which I'm going to judge him by. Right. And so, I think people put all of this, that sometimes they heap praise on somebody kind of before it's due. And instead of being like kind of reserved and like, hey, I think he's going to be a really good player. He's generational. He's already better than Josh Jacobs. And like,
but I think the argument that some people might have too is that there's also the eye test. You watch him play and be like, yeah, this dude, that's how the number one running back should look like. That's how a player, the eye test. But then he might not hit the metrics. So you're not going to say he's not that guy, even though he didn't hit the metrics. But then like 2 years later, a year later, or that following season, he has an all-time great season, or he's a top 3 statistical running back season. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna see because
running back is the most transferable position from college to the pros. Like that's what everybody says. That's what everybody says. So if you're this guy, then you should do that immediately. Like one of the problems I had with Brock last year, outside of Michael Mayer already being drafted, is that first round tight ends have a high bust rate, and that usually wide receiver, tight end, and I think corner, those usually have difficult. There's like a lot of times those are difficult transitions from college to the pros. So I was like, what I thought we were in win now mode last year. So I'm like, what? We drafting this guy. We already got a tight end, and he's like, no, this position has a high bust rate. I was like, I don't know about that, but he showed he was a generational talent. Even with everything around him collapsing, he still put up generational production. That's the definition of a generational guy, Brock Bowers. So I don't want to hear that Ashton Jeanty didn't put up the production when he has way more in his favor than Brock ever did. And Brock still put up generational production. So it's like, bro, if you're this once in a lifetime, once in a generational guy, you got to show me on the field. And it has to be with production. Like what good is being a good player if you're not producing? That's like saying, oh man, like this guy, you see this guy play basketball? This guy is a hell of a ball player. Like, but what did he do? Like, what? He didn't score a lot. Like, okay, but what did he do on defense? Well, his guy scored a lot when he had the ball too. It was like, well, did you see how this guy moves on the court? Like, but I don't care about that. You got to produce, man. Like, you got to produce.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but all I'm saying is it's going to be his first year in the league. I understand that running backs can transfer well. As of lately, receiver has been a position that transfers well, where they can be productive. So a lot of people feel comfortable projecting wide receivers into the NFL in their first year because they've been productive. Running backs, just historically speaking, like right off the gate, they're going to be good. Like you're going to see But what I'm saying is that like there could be possible injury, there could be possible situation where like the offense passing the football might take off. They might be pass happy offense. You know, like going into last season, I felt like we all going into the season, we're like, oh yeah, we're going to be a run heavy offense.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening? We ended up passing the ball more than we ran the ball because run the ball
out of necessity.
We couldn't run the ball, you know, and that it was a lot of different reasons. It could have been the talent in the room, running back room, more so the offensive line was an issue for the majority of the season, or at least the big part of the early part of the season. But my point is, there's going to be like different variables that could control. I won't say control, but that could affect like your viewpoint of a Jeanty. Like
you mean like his production?
Yeah, I know you're making it more like, oh, all right, if he's not producing, then he's not good. But then there's gonna be situations you've seen a player where you'd be like, oh, okay, you know that this guy, like, given the opportunity, given the situation, he's gonna be a great player. He's gonna be a great player. You could see it. You could see the talent, like the eye test, like you could see it. But you're saying is like, oh, production, that's it. That's the only thing that I need to know if this guy's gonna be great. But there's plenty of players who've produced, but you wouldn't necessarily put them in like the top 5, right? Like, oh, they put top 5 numbers, but they're not like better than this guy. They're not better than you understand what I'm saying? Numbers is only a portion of the story.
Context matters, but generally it's easier to put up empty stats than it is to be impactful without putting up stats.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So like it's easier.
Okay.
So it's easier for a guy to put up empty stats than it is for a guy to be impactful without putting up stats.
But you're saying impactful, like you're using that word. Okay. I'm saying the talent. You can see that it's a great talent without getting the stats. Meaning that like a player can get hurt. A player can be in a situation where, let's say Darren McFadden, right? Darren McFadden, his first year in the league, he dealt with injuries. He dealt with like Greg Knapp at offensive coordinator, which, you know, RIP, but I wasn't a huge fan of him as an offensive coordinator. Yeah. Maybe he was a better QB coach, but as an offensive coordinator, I just was not a big fan. Yeah. Fast forward, he gets Hugh Jackson. We all know what happened with that, like that combination when he was healthy, which was not a lot during his career.
Yeah.
But you've seen, like, as soon as a guy like Hugh Jackson, who was a little bit more creative, was able to understand like what he had at running back, you've seen the talent of Darren McFadden, the guy that was able to run all over the SEC. We've seen that.
Big difference between,
but what I'm saying is that like but even that rookie year, right, where people were questioning Darren McFadden, like, oh, he goes down easy, man, like he was dealing with injuries. But you remember that Kansas City game?
Yeah. I remember he got like, I think he won like breakout performance, or he was like in consideration for breakout performance, something like that. Yeah.
Bro, that KC, he had like a 70. What do you had, like a 65, 50? I mean, I was going crazy that game too. I was like, damn, we got a game breaker at running back.
He got hurt that game too, didn't he? He ended up getting hurt.
He got hurt again. I think that might have been his second career game. Career game.
See, but the thing is that, so like injuries notwithstanding, like, you know, my assumptions are based on him playing just like at least 16. You know, the hope is that he plays 17, but my assumptions that when I'm looking at the stats is that it's based on him playing, you know, basically a full season. You know, he's not facing any of the headwinds that Darren McFadden faced. He's not facing any of the headwinds that that Zamir White faced. Damn it, you know, last year. Like he has an offensive coordinator who has proven that he's very, very creative in the run game and will find ways to manufacture rushing yards. He has a team that has a competent quarterback, so they also have the threat of the pass. He has an experienced head coach. Like he has, what we think is going to be a pretty solid offensive line. So, like he has all of this stuff working for him. Well, he has three of the 5 positions in the offensive line are good, and in 2 positions we have question marks at.
A lot of the offensive line is projected. Like we can actually say
2 positions on the offensive line is projected.
We can actually say right now, as of right now, the Raiders have the worst offensive line in the AFC West. As of right now.
Yes, but I think all those other teams have really good offensive lines, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying based off right now, because obviously next season can happen and the Raiders can run the ball with the best of them. We protect. That can happen too, which can change the whole conversation, and another team could take a step back. But as of right now, based off what we've seen in recent history, meaning last season, the Raiders. You know what? Kansas City's kind of shaky though, but they got. Yeah. They got. Their offensive tackle situation.
Yeah, I mean they got a pretty good left tackle. They got a real good guard in Trey Smith. Creed Humphrey is a very good center. I think it's the right side of the offensive line, if I recall correctly, because they needed a replacement. But I think they drafted I think they either signed or drafted a replacement at right tackle, if I recall correctly.
They drafted that kid out of Ohio State.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Josh Simmons.
Yeah. So if he's healthy and he has a lot of talent, which is that was your guy. You know what I mean? You were hoping that like the Raiders would trade down and grab him.
In terms of talent, he's if he wasn't hurt, he's probably the best tackle in this draft class. But my point is saying that like Jeanty, he has very favorable. He has very very favorable environment right now. He has an environment very conducive to a guy like him having success in the NFL. He has a head coach who had a similar style of running back, who would know how to kind of utilize that guy. He has Chip Kelly, who's a guru in the run game. Like he has some hopefully some threats. Like the only thing that we can see possibly is if Dante Thornton and Trey Tucker aren't able to be threats on the outside, then he's gonna face loaded boxes all the time. That would be the biggest worry. But I think Colton Miller is a top 8 to 12-ish left tackle. I think Jackson Powers Johnson, I think by the end of this year he's going to be regarded as a top 10 center. I think DJ Glaze is a solid to good right tackle, and I think Meredith is solid. It's going to be a solid left guard. I think the biggest question mark, maybe Parham gets in there, but I think Meredith will probably win that job. I think the biggest question mark is at right guard, and Kappa is experienced, not that good, but he is experienced. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But Jeanty's not facing any of those headwinds. Like he has a very favorable environment. So like if he's not producing, man, like. That just like they said, there's a reason running backs usually don't go in the first round unless you have all those other positions set, which we don't.
I just feel like there's a lot of projection with the Raiders. Anytime there's a lot of projection, meaning that like you're just okay, we think, you know what I mean? Like this guy should, that he has, we can see the potential. Like Glaze, looks like a guy that can be the answer at right tackle, but you really don't know for sure. You're like, all right, they feel good about him. They're going to see what happens second year. Then Jackson Powers Johnson, okay, we're going to see him at center. Still a young player, but I'm not like doubting that he could be a bad player, but I'm just saying you're still projecting him. We don't have a lot of guys that are like guys that you already know, like, all right, Max Crosby, you can engrave that. Like it's official. Like what you're gonna get out of him.
Yeah.
Even Kuntz, I'm not gonna lie, Kuntz, a guy on the D line. Projection. We only seen what he can do from a production standpoint. You're big on production. Second half of the 2023 season or 2023 season, right? And then last year he obviously got hurt, missed the entire season. So it's a lot of projection with him because we have to assume that, okay, he's going to be productive like he was in 2023, the latter half of 2023. Plus, he's coming back from injury. Projection. Christian Wilkins, hurt. Oh, we're assuming that he's going to come back healthy and a lot of you see what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of even the
I'm not even factoring.
It's just like I'm just saying the entire team is just like, damn, like even Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly, like when's the last time we seen him in the NFL? It's his first time back. He's been in college, which he is able to make kind of, I don't know how you want to say it, like kind of like revitalize his career by, going back to his roots as far as being an offensive coordinator or offensive-minded football coach, which it sounds like that's what he wants to do. He wants to just coach offense based off what he was saying when he got to the Raiders or before he got to the Raiders. Yeah. We're projecting him a little bit and saying that he's going to be this dynamic offensive coordinator. It's just a lot of when that happens, I feel like it's going to be a year where it's going to be at best maybe like a 7-10 type of 8-9, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be one of them type of seasons where, they're going to have to figure out some things. And if they're going to have to figure out some things, guys like Jeanty are going to have to obviously grow as a player, but they're going to also have to deal with the shortcomings of the team. And that can be offensive line, that can be quarterback play, because even Geno Smith, he didn't have a great season last season. I seen someone who was making a point about Geno where he was like, a lot of Geno's a lot of the film guys, they point out Geno is like, man, this guy's one of the top half of the QBs, right? But from a production, I'm going back to what you said, production standpoint, a lot of the success that Geno had was early on when he first got to Seattle and he was named that starter, and everybody was like, damn, Geno, and after that it's kind of been shaky. But there's been a lot of reasons why. Maybe you could point to the offensive line, players getting hurt, Seattle kind of in transition with a new head coach, yada yada yada. But either way, Geno's also a projection. What are we going to get out of Geno? What is it going to look like with Geno at quarterback? Come on, if Geno falls face first, are we really going to be surprised about that?
I'll be surprised if he falls flat. Now you say if he's average, then hey, that's that I wouldn't be surprised by that. But if he was just terrible, if he's Jimmy Garoppolo level bad, I'd be extremely surprised. Extremely surprised. But to your point, everything is a projection. Then, right? If that's a point, then Ashton Jeanty is a projection. Everything is a projection because you don't know.
Okay, yeah,
that's true. Everything, to some point, to some extent, we don't know what Jacoby's gonna look like exclusively in the slot. We don't know what we have in Dante Thornton and Trey Tucker. We don't know, everything at on some level, everything is a projection. You use the data that you have as an indicator to what they will do in the future. Right, the best indicator of what will happen in the future is what's happened in the past, right? That's the most predictable way to look at the most rock solid way to look at the future. You go off based off what's happened in the past. So some of these people we don't have a lot of data on, like DJ Glaze, we don't have a lot of data on, but we saw what he did this first year. And you project him because what generally happens is that people get better. The biggest leap is from year 1 to year 2, right? Like Brock Bowers, we expect him to be as good of a player next year as he was this year. So, I think there are circumstances where production, because of extenuating circumstances or because of external factors, production won't be as high. Perfect example, I don't think Brock Bowers is going to put up the same numbers this year as he did this past year. I think he'll be a better player, but I just think because of all of the other weapons that he has around him, I don't think it won't be as needed for him to put up that production. But Ashton Jeanty, it's different because one of the reasons is because we're going to have a run game. So Ashton Jeanty is one of the reasons. Last year, we were dead last in the NFL in rushing. So just by virtue of us having a run game, I think we will throw the ball less. But I'm expecting Ashton Jeanty to be the focal point of that run game. So I'm expecting him to put up numbers in the run game as well as in the pass game. And we have a more competent quarterback. So I also think that we'll have longer drives, which gives more opportunity for Ashton Jeanty to run the ball, to catch the ball. I think gives out more opportunities for Jacoby Myers. I think he'll be healthy, so it gives opportunities for him to catch the ball. I think we'll try to feature Michael Mayer some, as well as Dante Thornton and Trey Tucker if he was on the opposite side. So I think all those guys are going to eat. But if you aren't expecting your running back to be a big focal point of your offense, once again, you don't draft a guy at 6.
Look, I said hold your thought because I wanted you to see it, because you pointed to something out. You said Brock Bowers, you don't think he was going to have as good a season as he did his rookie year, but he's going to be a better player. You see how like you're able to look at the player and be like, and look at the eye test and be like, yes, he's a better player than he was his rookie year. But and obviously his second year hasn't played out yet, but let's say he didn't put up the numbers that he did his rookie year. But then you can say that he's a better player. Why can't you do that for Jeanty and say like, okay, well, he's not putting the numbers that you expected him to be, but I see that he's a great talent. I see that he's a great player, or he's a good player, or he's a player that I know that the Raiders made the right decision on in getting.
Because I thought I already explained it, but I like Brock Bowers put up the numbers he put up because it was a necessity. Like there was like basically no other person for the Raiders to get the ball to with any kind of reliability. So we were force feeding Brock Bowers a lot of those times. I don't think that's going to happen this year. So I don't think he's going to put up those numbers. It's not because he's not a good player. It's because there's going to be other guys getting the ball, and we're going to get more production out of the run game, which I said was why Jeanty was a factor in that, because we were dead last as a running team. So just by virtue of us getting more production in the run game, Brock Bowers is going to get the ball less than he did last year. But Ashton Jeanty is going to be the focal point of the run game. He is going or if he's not, then we shouldn't have drafted him at 6. So either he's going to be the focal point of the run game, or we shouldn't have taken him.
We don't even know what the offense is going to look like. We have an idea. We feel like it's going to be a certain way. But like, look,
he's going to be the focal point of the run game.
You're saying that Brock Bowers, obviously, there's going to be other pieces on the offense that's going to get a piece of the offense, and where it's going to take away from his targets. But obviously, he's the best offensive weapon that we have, so he's going to get a big portion of that. But either way, you're saying his number. Yeah, but either way, his numbers is not going to be as good as his rookie year. But you're going to notice, you're still going to recognize if he's still a great player or not, even if he doesn't, have a greater season than he had his rookie year. But what I'm saying is that Ashton Jeanty is also part of that offense too, right? Where there's other pieces on that offense. They can take away from his targets. They can take away from his ability. Like, you don't know how they're going to, how are they even going to, you don't even know how they're going to use Jeanty. How are they going to use Jeanty?
He's going to be RB1. He's going to be RB1 for a team that wants to run the ball.
But he could be RB1, but then like what is a guy like Chip Kelly historically done at running back, where he's able to like utilize multiple running backs? He did that with Ohio State. He might be able to do that this year. Hey, look, I'm looking at the talent on the running back room. I'm not going to say 100% doubt in my mind, oh yeah, Mostert and Zamir White and Dylan Lobby are going to be like, I'm not going to say that, but I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm like, hey, look, if Chip Kelly can, if you're saying look at history, look at Chip Kelly's history. And what has he done with the running backs in the room? Like how is he utilizing even Pete Carroll, which you probably can call, it's probably, he's probably BS coach talk. Where they asked them like, oh yeah, well Jeanty's he's gonna be part of the rotation. It's not gonna be just Jeanty getting the rock. There's gonna be other players in the room and all yada yada yada. Yeah. So that could be coach speak at the end of the day. Like we're gonna see what happens during the season. But what I'm saying is that like there's a lot of different factors that can also change where you don't, where you're not going to see the production, but then you're not going to doubt that he has the talent, or you're not going to doubt that he's a good player. You're not going to doubt, just like you're not going to doubt that Brock Bowers, you're able to use your reasoning and be like, well, yeah, obviously he was getting a lot of the, and the thing is, Brock Bowers, and you said this before, and I agree, he was on a bad football team. He was on a bad football team. There's basically no one to throw it to, pretty much. You know what I mean? He was one of like two options on offense that you can say, like, throw it to him and they'll come down with the football. I mean, Myers is the other guy, and Myers, I think, missed some games, but he also, you know, he's the other option on the offense. But you're able to use that reasoning and be like, you know what, he's not going to have that. And the quarterback play too. That's another thing too. That might be another conversation, but the quarterback play has kind of gone up for him. So I don't know. The numbers might go up or it might stay the same or it might be a little bit less, but the quarterback play gotten better.
It may stay the same. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it stayed the same. I'm not expecting Brock Bowers' production to stay the same just because that's it. I think we're going to be a team that primarily we're going to want to be a run-first team. Chip Kelly teams, they're generally run-first. We look at Shady McCoy. He had his best year under who? Chip Kelly. Ohio State they won a national championship on the legs of Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson. Running the football. When UCLA was good, it's because we had Zach Charbonnet and TJ Harden running the ball, you know, and then DTR would run and then, you know, the sprinkling passes every now and then. So Chip Kelly runs the ball. He runs the ball in many of creative ways. He finds ways to generate yardage and production in the run game. So if Jeanty cannot produce in that system, that is a major red flag. If Jeanty is not good enough to be on the field, you know, 70% of the time, then you shouldn't take him at 6. You know, we talk about high-powered offenses that put up a lot of production, and also that were in committee systems. We don't have to look any further than last year to Bucky Irvin, who was the guy who hit those parameters that I set out. I know over 1,600 yards, all-purpose, double-digit touchdowns. He was technically in the committee with Rashad White, also on a team that threw the ball a lot with Baker Mayfield to Mike Evans, and they had the other receiver. I forget his name, but they passed the ball a whole lot. So, like, it has been done before. And if Bucky Irvin can do it last year, I'm expecting Ashton Jeanty to do it this year. If he's the player that people say he is. That don't mean he sucks or he's bad, but if people are saying he is generational, once in a lifetime, then I'm expecting him to do that. I mean, Kareem Hunt led the league in rushing as a rookie. I don't think Kareem Hunt is the prospect that Ashton Jeanty is. So if Kareem Hunt can do it as a rookie, I don't expect Ashton Jeanty to lead the league in rushing. But like I said, 1,600 all-purpose yards. That could be 12-4, 11-5, and double-digit touchdowns. It could be 9 receiving touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. Double-digit touchdowns and more than 4 yards per carry.
Who was your running back number 3 in the draft?
Travion,
right? All right,
Travion.
That's what I thought. Travion, right?
Yeah.
Travion, right? He's a talented running back, right? You could probably argue that he's the number 2 back in the draft, he's up there.
Yeah.
Like the talent, and you made a comment saying that the gap between number 1 and Travion is not that big. You said that before. But
Yes.
what was his production last year?
Production last year, what were his numbers? I don't know his numbers off the top of my head.
Right, he was like just over 1,000 yards rushing.
That sounds about right.
So you see what I'm saying? But you see how you can, you see how you can look at a Travion and be like, he's right up there with the most talented running backs in the draft. Like, you could recognize his talent, but he only had like 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah, but Travion is a different case because when Travion was a freshman, he was considered one of the best running backs in all of America. Him and I think he was up there with Bijan and some other guys. He was also in a true 2-back system. So he was in a true 2-back system with another back that was worthy of being taken high as well. So it's not like he was the clear-cut guy. Ashton Jeanty is the clear-cut guy. So you can't compare the situation Travion was in, the situation that Ashton Jeanty is in, because that was like a damn near 50-50 split here. Now, Ashton Jeanty is, and Travion when they came to Travion and asked him, did he want to, was it okay that they brought over Quinshon Judkins from Ole Miss? Before they did that, Travion was such a valuable person to that program and such a good player that Ryan Day asked his permission before they made the Quinshon Judkins move. And he said yes, knowing that his production would suffer because he was trying to win a national championship. So he did it first he said he didn't know, then he slept on it, and then he called his coach back the next day and said, you know what, let's do it. And knowing this is his draft year, his money year. So he understood that his production would take a step back. He was willing to do that. But like I said, I've never said Travion is generational. People are telling me I don't think Ashton Jeanty is generational. But if he is generational, that's the production I'm expecting. If he's generational, he could just be good. If he's just good, hey, maybe he only puts up, 1,200 all-purpose yards or 1,300 all-purpose yards. But if he is generational, like people tell me he is, and to be worthy of the number 6 overall pick, those are the barometers he has to reach. It's not like I said, he can put up less than that and still be good. But if he's what people tell me he is, then that's my expectations.
So, okay, so how many carries do you expect Jeanty to get?
Per game?
Rookie season. In his rookie season, just overall, the total.
I don't know.
Like
So
just like a range. You ain't got to say the exact number, but just like a range. Like, do you see like around 200 carries, 300 carries, 350?
So I'm trying to think. 18 to
400 carries.
Between 18 and 20, between like 18 and 21 a game. 18 and 21 a game. Between 18 and 21 a game. So what is that? So let's say he gets let's say he gets 19 a game. 19 over 17 games. So what is that?
Let me put 19 times 17.
323.
So just over 300 carries.
Just over 300 carries. So if he hits 4 yards a carry, that puts him at 1,300 yards damn near. Just rushing, right? I mean, make sure I get the math right on that.
But Bucky
puts him at 1,292.
So Bucky Irvin had 207 carries.
Bucky Irvin was also in a 50-50 split with Rashard White. Like, he didn't start the season as a starter.
So he had 200.
He started the season as third. He started the season as third string running back, I think.
So he had 207 carries. 1,122 yards, 5.4 yards an attempt. So he, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like,
you liked Bucky Irvin last year.
Yeah, I did. I thought he was a good player, bro.
Yeah, I thought he was a good player too.
I didn't know he was gonna like by the end of the season. I didn't know it was gonna look like that though. And see, I was like, oh damn, like,
I didn't expect like that. Like another guy who didn't really get a full season. But Tyrone Tracy, he's a guy who I liked late, turned out to be a good. That was that only further, certifies the point that I'm trying to make is that you can find these backs later in the draft.
What's
the point of having that kind of? What's the point of drafting that guy if he's not going to put up that production? Is your barometer just have a better rookie season than Josh Jacobs? No, that's not my barometer. Because to be worthy of the number 6 overall pick, he has to put up generational production. You gotta be like there's a difference between being a good running back and being a top 10 overall worthy running back. And so he has to prove that he's worthy of that top 10 overall pick. So 2019, he had 242 carries.
Josh Jacobs. 242 carries that rookie season.
Who was he sharing? Was he sharing carries? Was he sharing carries with Doug Martin? Was that Doug Martin still on the team?
Man, the fact that I don't remember.
I think Doug.
The fact that I don't remember should tell you that Josh Jacobs had a stronghold on that running back.
Oh yeah,
position.
yeah. Josh Jacobs was number one back. I want to say. I thought Doug Martin. Doug Martin might have been the year before. He might not have made it out again. But
is for sure probably a year before where we didn't have really like anybody at that position.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. My point is, I'm just trying to see like, all right, what does it look like for a guy in his rookie season? What the carries look like, and then like in recent history, last year you used Bucky Irvin as an example, and he was productive. He had 207 carries. Granted, like you said, he didn't have like a starting job to begin with, but he had 207 carries and was able to get 1,100 yards. Was pretty good. And then Josh Jacobs, a good example, starter. Without a doubt, that's a good comparison. Like everybody knew he was going to be the starter. He was drafted to be the starter. He was drafted to be the guy. Comes in, he gets 242 carries. Now that was in like 13 games. So 13 games. So you got to so that's like 13. So 13 games. That's like at that time I think it was 16 game season. It was 2019.
So
16 game season.
He average, if you round up, it's 19 carries a game. If you round down, it's 18.
Let's see. And then let's see receiving. Yeah, he didn't do shit in the receiving game.
Yeah. So, but like I said, if you round up, it's 18.6 yards, 18.6 carries a game, 242 on 13 games, 18.6. Like I said, if you round up, it's 19. If you round down, 18, which is about what I said Ashton Jeanty should get.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think there's a good chance he's gonna be the truth.
I think he can be good. Like I said, I think he'll be a good. He'll be a good player.
Because I'm looking at like the barometer, I'm like, for him to be like, I'm like, damn, I think he can get it, and I think he got the right coach too. I think he got the right coach, bro.
I think he can be a good player. If you want to call him generation, those are generational, and him to be worthy of the number 6 overall pick, those are my expectations. Like I'm not standing up.
For me to say generational, I want to see the same. I want to see game breaking. I want to see like be a tie, whatever the moment in the game is. Out of nowhere, it's a big time run, 50, 60-yard run, house call. That's when I'm like, damn, we got like a game breaker. Once you officially have a game breaker on a running back, like that's the greatest equalizer. It's huge. Like especially in today's NFL where like everybody's playing too high, everybody's trying to score points, and I feel like the average per game has kind of gone lower the last few years because it felt like everyone was getting big plays, big touchdowns, long touchdowns, a lot of the Patrick Mahomes with Tyreek Hill era, and then with Josh Allen, but then they kind of like the league kind of figured it out, and then now everybody's trying to like get big plays through the run game now. So I'm like, if we can do that with Ashton Jeanty, I think we should be good, bro.
And that's another thing. He's coming into a league where everybody's playing too high now to protect against against those big plays. So what does that mean? That means the game is much more ripe for somebody to produce in the run game. So like he has all these circumstances. It's like, it's a perfect storm of events for him to have great production. And what I'm asking is not even super unfair. I have 1,600 all-purpose yards, double-digit touchdowns, more than 4 yards to carry.
You said 18.
No, I said 1,600 all-purpose yards.
I could have sworn you said 18, bro. He's not getting 18.
Maybe I said 18. Maybe I said 18 in the past. Maybe I said 18 in the past, but
I think you said 18. I think you said 18 for you to think he's generational.
Maybe it's maybe probably maybe before. I've been saying 16. That's 12 and 4. I think that's like that's low key on the low side. But that's like, hey, if you do that, okay, bam, I'll say you're worthy of probably won't say you're generational, but I'll say you're worthy of 6 overall.
Bro, I think it's gonna be so huge, bro. it's gonna be so huge if we can get like production out of him, like a number one.
I think he'll
back,
be good.
like,
That's the thing. I think he'll be good. I think he's a good player.
No, but the thing is, if we can get better production out of him, better than like a Josh Jacobs, because Josh Jacobs is pretty good.
He's getting paid better.
Josh Jacobs
pretty good. He better.
I'm just
He's
saying,
getting paid better,
Josh Jacobs was pretty good for the Raiders. He was pretty good. Now imagine like a Jeanty. That's like there's a potential that he could be definitely a step up from a Josh Jacobs, which is not a guarantee. But what I'm saying is, when you pick him number 6, you seen what he did in college. You seen what he was able to do and be productive. He's able to like translate that into the NFL. Obviously, the Raiders offense will go to a whole different level. You combine that with the pieces that we have on offense, man. But yeah, man, hey, the training camp's here. Hey, we'll be hearing everything that's going to be coming out of training camp. It's around the corner. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got one more notable quotable.
Yes.
And this one, I believe, is the last rookie who was generational.
The actual generation.
Yes. You got to throw that in here, huh? Let me go ahead.
We got one. What say? We got one in the pot. We got one in the pot. We got one generational guy, one possibility.
All right. I'll take that. Here we go. Oh yeah, you want to give the intro?
It's always like the team you lead.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is just Brock Bowers. He's talking about his draft experience and, you know, like what it was like and then his contact with the Raiders and how he was kind of surprised to be selected.
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny. I feel like it's always like the team you least expect to pick you. Like, I don't know. I didn't talk to him a ton. I talked to other teams a lot more. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm sitting there on draft night and I get a call. I'm like, me and my agent are talking and we're like, Las Vegas wasn't even like in the picture really. We were kind of like thinking about the picks ahead. Like, where'd
you think
the
you were
Colts?
going?
Like, I thought maybe like the Saints, the Colts might draft me because the Raiders were 13th and then I think the Saints were 14th and then the Colts were 15th. And then I was like, we kind of moved past the Raiders and all of a sudden I get a call. It was like Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm like, should I pick this up? He's like, hell yeah, pick it up. I'm like, okay.
Should I pick this up?
I was kind of freaking out. Yeah.
They drafted Michael Mayer the year before.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, Mike's the man though. He's awesome.
You said the Saints and the Colts were the two teams.
Yeah.
The Saints and the Colts were the two teams that you were like, oh, this is probably where I'll go.
Yeah, well, because we got past the Broncos pick at 12, and then it was like the Raiders, and then it was Saints and Colts.
Mm-hmm. Any doubt creeping in your mind when the Broncos passed up?
I mean, a little bit because I knew that was kind of like a possibility, but I don't know.
When you're having these, how many top 30 visits did you have?
Just 3.
Okay, only 3.
Yeah.
Easy, light lift for you.
Yeah.
And who were those 3?
I went to Chicago, the Jets, and the Chargers.
I think.
Yeah, it was actually.
It's kind of interesting, man, because I remember when he got drafted, everyone was talking about the look of his dad. Like, you tell his dad, who was I think is a Niner fan.
Yeah.
So his face was like, like you joined the dark side. Like, how could you? You know what I mean? But yeah, it didn't seem like his dad was like super excited that he was going to Vegas. And then, like, it kind of made sense the way he was explaining it. Like, they were kind of surprised by it because they didn't see it coming. And obviously, that's how it happens sometimes, man. Like the teams will have their draft board and they meet with some of the players, but they don't meet with all the players. Like with Ashton Jeanty, it's kind of rare. But Ashton Jeanty was like the Raiders did talk to him, and then they called him right before the draft. Like, there's like a little bit of like a hint, like, oh yeah, he knew. You know. Yeah. But there's been plenty of examples of players getting drafted and they're like, yeah, like, it's weird because we never talked. You know what I mean? Like, we never said a thing because I don't think teams want to show their hand. If they show interest in a player, that means like it's gonna make it that much harder to draft that player because another team might trade up and get them. It's like, it's super like competitive that way. How did you take this story? I mean, I just automatically, when he was talking about it, I was like thinking about like his dad reaction during the draft. And he did not want to be drafted by the Raiders.
I mean, I just think when it's guys like that, guys that have like rock solid character, you know, like, you really don't have to meet with them. Like, because what are you going to hear? Like, more of what you've already heard. If you talk to people around them, you talk to their teammates, you talk to, their coaches, you talk to their high school coaches, and you talk to their teachers, you kind of, see how they acted in the classroom. Like you're doing all this other background work from, from people that you basically have to trust as well, because, like if you're getting all these other sources, multiple sources, you're going to probably trust that more than you're going to trust the word of one individual. So I think the only time you really have to talk to those guys is if you still have some questions. Now, if you have some questions about something, then like that becomes more of a necessity. But if you've already done all your due diligence with everybody else, and there's like no major red flags, then it doesn't really necessitate it. And obviously, Brock was a great, like, highly productive player in college, and he's known as a guy that has a rock solid character. So, like, you don't have to do a whole bunch of investigating. Like CJ Stroud, right? CJ Stroud is not a guy you have to do a whole lot of. I don't have to talk to CJ Stroud. I figure like he's super highly productive in college, like back-to-back Heisman runner-up. Led a national program, very high character guy, like no red flags. Like you don't have to sit that guy down for an interview and like ask him a whole bunch of questions. You kind of know what he's about. Like those guys are safe. Now, if it's like a Jalen Carter or Anthony Richardson, somebody like that, okay, like we got to bring this guy in for an interview, like see how he does in his interviews. But other guys, I don't think it's as necessary.
Yeah, and I was gonna say some real quick, Raider Allegiance, my guy, man, appreciate you coming through. He says we did that with Melot. He number 30 visit and didn't want other teams to know our interests. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no 30 visit, and that's another thing. Like teams will use visits, teams will use like 30 visits to give the perception of interest in other players that they don't really necessarily have, just to try to affect their draft board. I think some of what, and I'm going to be very generous in this assumption, is I think some of what the Raiders were doing was like hiding in plain sight. So like the overt interest in Ashton Jeanty made people think like, oh no, they're not really interested in that guy. This is all a ploy. So I think I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and be very generous that they just weren't being incompetent, and say that was part of a strategy.
Yeah.
Because like when you show that much interest in somebody, then it's like, okay, like this is like no smart NFL organization is going to do this. Obviously, they don't want this guy, and they're trying to fool us. So I think some of that might have been going on.
Well, even Todd McShay like gave props to Spytek and like how he basically put out like a lot of smoke screen, and basically like we all know that it was all lies. That the Raiders were interested in drafting a tackle at number 6, the tackle specifically coming out of Texas. He ended up, I think, did he end up going to the Saints? You go to the Saints?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so. Yeah.
He ended up going to the Saints?
Calvin Banks.
My point is that like I think Spytek was in his bag. Like they were in their bag. Like the way they handled it, it was like they had everybody kind of fooled. They made it. They were obviously interested in Jeanty. They made comments that made it seem like they were like, come on, like, that's not how you build a football team. You don't draft a running back at 6. And then they also threw in the last second smoke screen.
They never said, they actually said the opposite. That's why it was so crazy. They said like, oh yeah, like, no, they said Spytek said it was, Spytek said the opposite. He said, like, he's like, look, we don't, like, that's not how we draft, like that. We don't base it on value that way. He said, obviously, there are some people that have their ideas. He's like, but that's not necessarily like how we look at it. So,
no, I just remember Spytek, especially when he was talking about that story with his son or whatever, about like, oh, you need to draft Jeanty, like, or I'm gonna have to tell the Raiders about you or something. Remember, that was like that funny story.
He's like he's gonna leave the family or something.
He's gonna leave the family. But within that same quote, he also said that he's all like, there's a certain way that you have to build a football team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it implied that like Spytek wasn't like, he was trying to basically imply that he wasn't really interested in drafting a running back when there are other premium positions that you could draft. There's other ways to build a football team, and that's not by getting a running back. What I'm saying is that like the way they played it, it was kind of like, are they interested? all these mock drafts say that the Raiders are interested. Everybody's kind of pointing in the direction that they're interested. But then the fact that he was able to put a smoke screen right before the draft and everybody was fooled, like everybody was fooled. Like we didn't see it coming until like it was like right there, like, oh damn, are the Raiders really gonna draft him? They end up getting him. So I gotta give props to Spytek on that one. Now I wanted to say something to what you said. You said that going back to the Brock Bowers being drafted. Also, to be fair, like the Raiders, they were in a BPA type of situation, so they didn't really know that Brock Bowers was a guy that they were going to draft heading into the draft. Like that was not a guy that they targeted. He was just on their big board of like players that they ranked highly, but I don't think he was a guy that, oh man, we got to find a way to get this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, that's true too. Because like they probably felt he was gonna go before their pick, and he's not a trade up target.
Yeah.
So that's also a reason why you don't, But and take this with a grain of salt, because Telesco had said they had ran through all the scenarios, and they did have a scenario where Brock Bowers did fall to him. So, but maybe they didn't feel it was important. Like I said, maybe they just didn't feel it was important enough that they had to talk to him, or they didn't feel like they needed any more information on him than they might have already had. So that's why they were just like, you only get a finite amount of interviews, so you want to use those on players that you have like serious questions on.
Yeah. But real quick before we get out of here, man, what's real, what's not? That's where we say a statement. You guys let us know if it's real or not, and we obviously are going to react to it as well. Severe, if you want to go ahead and provide the first what's real, what's not statement.
Yes, sir. What's real, what's not? Number one, the Raiders will carry more than 2 QBs heading into the season. Once again, what's real, what's not? The Raiders will carry more than 2 QBs heading into the season. We just got rid of one. So we're 3 in a roster right now.
I'm going to say that's not real. I'm going to say that's not real.
Not real. So you got him with just 2.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like, all right, because there's that emergency QB deal. So they can easily have a guy on a practice squad and then have him come up as an emergency QB. I think there's like a certain rule where they can actually utilize that with a guy like Cam Miller, who's still a developing QB. I don't think he's going to be ready. He's coming from the FCS. I don't think anybody's going to be jumping to grab him, whatever, unless like the Raiders feel so highly of him. And if they feel that way and they feel so scared that they don't even want to rate from a competitive standpoint, want to risk a roster spot for a guy like that, then most likely we're going to see that IR stash away type move with him. So I'm thinking it's Aiden O'Connell and Geno Smith. I don't think Cam Miller is going to make the roster. I think he's going to be a practice squad player, because I don't think he's going to be ready to play. Like, and I know they got rid of Carter Bradley, but I think that was just a guy that from the Priest regime that they liked.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a big deal in my opinion, but I'm gonna say not real.
So what if I told you this? What if I told you that emergency QB has to be on the active 53 roster, or has to be on the 53-man roster, but they just don't have to be on the active game day roster? So I believe that's how the rule goes. They have to be on the 53.
Oh, that's how the rule goes?
Yeah.
That's how it goes?
I believe that's how it goes. They have to be on the 53. But they don't have to be on the active. What is it, 48? 48.
If Cam Miller is the starting quarterback for the Raiders, that means the season is like pretty much over.
It's done.
It's over. Like Cam Miller, like he's not supposed to be playing right now. The season's over. Like if we're seeing Cam Miller, we're like, damn, like the learning curve for him is gonna be so big. Like it's like, come on, man. Like you gotta just
crazy.
But if that's the case, damn, you know what? That might change my answer a little bit, just because. Damn, and then right now the quarterbacks is just Cam Miller, Geno Smith, and Aiden O'Connell.
Yep. Okay,
then you know what? I'll change it to real. But then obviously he's gonna get cut. They're gonna send him back to practice squad. Oh, because you said he's not gonna count. You say he's not gonna count to the 53-man roster.
No, they have to be on the 53-man roster. So the emergency quarterback, they have to be on the 53-man roster. They just don't have they're not included on the active on the, you know how you get it, like you have your 53-man roster.
That's hella confusing.
Yeah, so you have your 53-man roster, but you only have, I forget what is it, 47 or 48 active on game day. So you're not like before the game, you give your list of inactive players. Those are players that are on your roster. They just aren't active for game day. But when you give out those, you can designate one player outside of those active 47 or 48 that you're allowed as your emergency quarterback. So technically, that guy still dresses on game day. He can only enter the game if both your starter and your second string quarterback get hurt.
All right, let's.
Or 46. Loon said 46. Maybe it is 46. I'm tripping.
No, it's 48.
48 active on game day?
Maximum 48 players, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so yeah. So
teams can have 53 on the active roster, but on game day, it's 48. So then, that makes sense because there's always going to be like inactive players.
Exactly. But of those 5 that are inactive, one can be your emergency. Like it doesn't have to be a quarterback. If you have a running back that you want to designate as your emergency quarterback, that's one of those 5 active. Technically, you can designate that person as your active, but he still can't enter the game unless both of your quarterback and your. So it works the same way. So they have to be on the roster.
That's kind of nasty though, man. Like Cam Miller would be the third stringer. Like that's like
That's where it's headed. That's where it's headed.
Yeah. Which I'm not saying that it's gonna come down to that, but we know how the NFL works. Players get hurt left and right, but yeah.
I mean, we saw Desmond Ridder play some games last year, man. So we know like we haven't seen crazier things.
What's crazy too? Like back in it, like I was accustomed to seeing like 2 quarterbacks on the roster. Like that's what. But I think as of lately, the NFL's kind of gone a different direction. Like they've been carrying more QBs.
Forever there was 3. And then there was a trend. I want to say the Patriots started the trend.
With 2?
I believe it was the Patriots that started the trend. But there was a trend like people start going to just 2.
Yeah.
But now people are like now it's like a mixed bag. But now like people are kind of starting to trend a little bit more toward 3. But it all depends. But I'm saying it's not real. I think they'll carry 2. I think Cam Miller will be on a practice squad. I think if it's a situation where, if a guy gets nicked up or they think they need him, those guys on the edge of the roster, those guys are usually interchangeable. So you'll see guys get cut and get replaced with guys from other practice squads all the time. So if it's a situation where they have to sign them off the practice squad to the active 53, they'll make whatever move they need to make, get them on the 53. And probably whoever they cut, probably put that player back on the practice squad. So if they're eligible. So I think on the active 53 roster, I'm going to say 2. I'm trying to think what Pete Carroll did in Seattle.
Yeah, I'm trying to think too. That's what I'm thinking about too.
But I'm going to say.
I feel like
I want to say he
had.
I want to say he kept 3. I want to say he kept 3.
I'm gonna say it's real. I'm gonna say it's real.
I'm gonna keep it at not real, but I can definitely see him keeping 3 though. But I'm gonna
say it's real based off the rule for the emergency QB.
Yeah.
Plus,
what he did in Seattle.
With Seattle, even as far back when he started off in Seattle, when he had like Russell Wilson, Matt Flynn, and
Tavares Jackson.
Tavares Jackson, yeah. And then after that, it was like a few other guys. Obviously, I mean, Geno Smith was one of those guys that was backing up Russell Wilson, and I'm sure there was another guy too as well.
That I know that's what they traded for. I don't know who else they had, but yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna say it's real. I went into it saying that it's not real just based off like, all right, you know what, like I don't think Cam Miller is ready to get on the field, but they got no choice. But yeah, man, I'm gonna say not real. Let's see the chat saying. Still can't lie about the tail. All good, man. Appreciate you coming through. Y'all, man, y'all hilarious, man. With these comparisons, y'all funny as hell, man.
Remember when we first started, people used to say, "Who do you say?" You see, they look like Dale the Funky Homo Sapien. I used to get that like all the time. Like what? Like what?
See, but that's a reference. That's an OG reference though.
Yeah, and that's people. That's somebody. People really only people from the Bay. You're gonna know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, I mean, but I also actually, you know what? I'll say this too. Outside of, because it's a lot of, like there's man, hip hop outside of the Bay Area is huge. Like especially Europe. Because they went, I think,
this big. Yeah.
Like Hieroglyphics, especially like they're one of those groups who went like overseas and they kind of like capitalized on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even Wu-Tang for sure capitalized on that shit too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I know people who I used to do music with who like blew up in like Germany, like crazy places like you would never think. Like they would be over there like doing shows, like getting like money, doing shows. Loon's a fool, man.
Loon, man. You got jokes, man. But let's get back to it, man. What's real, what's not? Let's go to the stat. This one is going to be actually a projection. It's another projection of what the starting lineup on the offensive line is going to be. Obviously, with training camp around the corner, there's going to be a few battles at the guard spots, tackle spot. We all know it's kind of like we already know who the bookend tackles are going to be. But let me go ahead and start off by saying the starting O-line from left to right will be Miller, Parham, Jackson, Kappa, and Glaze. So by week 1, by the time training camp is complete, the starting lineup for the offensive line from left to right will be Colton Miller, Dylan Parham, JPJ, Alex Kappa, and Glaze. Is that real or is it not? Let me know in the chat if it's real or it's not. Obviously, there's a positional battle happening at left guard, Dylan Parham and Meredith. And then Kappa, possibly Caleb Rogers. Kappa, you know what I mean? I think the edge is probably going to be Alex Kappa, I think with him being a veteran. But there's nothing set in stone. Anything can happen.
Yeah. You know what? The safe play would be to say, it's real. But I'm going to walk on the wild side. I'm going to say not real.
Not real?
I'm going to say not real.
What's not real, though? What makes you say it's not real? Who's going to be the starter?
I'm going to say I can go one of two ways. You know what? I'm going to say Caleb Rogers beats out Kappa. I'm going to say Caleb Rogers beats out Kappa. I think he will eventually throughout the season. I probably wouldn't have expected it to be week 1, by week 1. But I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Caleb Rogers beats out Kappa for that position.
Damn, that would be a shocker. Because people kind of expected him to develop at that guard spot, third round pick. You're projecting a third round pick to be a starter. So, but that's pretty much the situation, man. I was thinking that maybe you might have went with Meredith over Parham.
I was leaning that direction at first, but for some reason I think they'll like Parham for some reason. I don't know why. I think they'll like Parham for some reason.
You think Chip will like his athleticism? Like he'll be able to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. I think that's gonna be starting offensive line, man. I think just based off like Spytek's confidence in Alex Kappa, like how he valued his veteran experience when he had a young left tackle back in Tampa Bay who's an all-pro left tackle. I'm trying to think of his name. The left tackle
Tristan
Wirfs. Tristan Wirfs. Like Alex Kappa was a starting right guard or starting guard next to Tristan Wirfs, and he kind of attributed his growth to Alex Kappa. So think about where Alex Kappa is going to be. He's going to be right next to who? Glaze at right tackle. So I think they might value that veteran presence Because if you think about it, like, well, Parham, I guess he's a veteran at this point. He's a veteran at this point.
He's a veteran.
JB Che's a young guy. You know, Alex Capo's a veteran. You know what I mean? And you got Glaze, obviously, is going to be that. You know, he's a young guy, too, as well. So you got Alex Capa. You got Colt Miller, who's a veteran, too, as well. So
exactly.
Maybe they didn't want that entire side to be young. Like, you're kind of going, you risky by having Caleb Rogers. You got JPJ, Dylan, Glaze, and then obviously Caleb Rogers. Like, that's, that right side going to be crazy.
But, I think Glaze held his own last year on the right side as a rookie. I think JPJ, when he finally did get the job, I think he held his own. And I think Caleb Rogers is a guy that has the right mentality to get it done. So, and they drafted him. They drafted him pretty high for a reason.
Oh, good, brother, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Supporting the show. We got some inside information. Got some inside information out of Cheeto.
Said Big Lincoln said Kappa will work out. I trust him. Okay. Hey, man. That's what I'm going with, man. I said it's real. But anything can happen because Kappa did struggle last season. So he's been struggling as of late. So, we'll see. We'll see, man. But, hey, man, it's been a great show. We've been at this for a little bit. What you about to say?
No, so I don't know if people have been watching the new season of Quarterback on Netflix. I ain't been watching it. It, but I know Burrow's on there, and it's like I think Cheeto, Leo, Rundown, and Chris. They just telling me like, man, Burrow. I think Turf too is telling me Burrow out there, Kappa getting cooked. Every time they look at a play, Kappa is getting demolished on the offensive line. So, like I said, I ain't watched it, but no, that's what they've been telling me.
Nah, I haven't seen it. I just seen it I've seen up until part because I know it's Burrow, Kirk Cousins, and who's the other QB? I know.
Pat again? I think it's Pat.
Mahomes again?
I want to say I thought they had him on there. I don't know.
Oh damn, Mahomes again? I
don't know.
But I just seen it though. This is early in the show. Like I gotta watch it, but I just seen him like. I guess he's in his free time learning how to play the piano. That's all I seen, man. That's all I see.
Oh, Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. Yeah, Jared Goff. Yeah, man. But hey, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. It's been a great show. Had a good conversation, man. Hey, man, look at off-season shows, man. Like, it's crazy, man. How we doing like 3 hours, bro. Man, my guy Loon, man, in the building, man, supporting the show. Appreciate you, my guy, man. Appreciate you, man. On the way out too, as well, man. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you supporting the show. But yeah, man. An off-season show, off-season complete, pretty much, because training camp is set to start officially, unofficially, however way you want to look at it. Rookies report on Thursday. So. After Thursday, man, we're gonna be hitting the ground running, especially with things that we're gonna be hearing in training camp, the battles. There's gonna be, if you look at linebacker, there's gonna be a battle there. However way you want to look at it. Some people might have penciled in the starters already. We don't know. Pete Carroll's he's preaching competition everywhere. You look at corner, looks like there's a battle there. You know what I mean? Obviously, they drafted Darian Porter. Your favorite corner, according to Chris, Jacorian Bennett.
I like JB. I like JB. I'm messing with Chris. I like JB, man. I'm rooting for JB. Bishop Bennett, man. Bennett.
See, man. We'll see. The wide receiver room, how's that going to look like? How's that going to shake out? Defensive tackle, defensive line. Like, what is it going to look like with the Raiders all kind of coming together, gelling, and competing and seeing who's going to come out on top? Obviously, preseason is going to start probably sometime in August.
August, yeah, I think. I can't remember. I want to say it was August 9th. I don't remember the date. I don't remember
the 22nd. The 22nd, technically, I think things are not going to really pop off until the 22nd. That's when the vets report. Then probably a day or two after that, that's when we'll start to hear the 7-on-7 drills and the 11-on-11s, you know what I mean? Padded practices, how the offensive line looking, how's the defense looking. Usually the defense has the edge on the offense, no matter what. Especially, I would assume right now, just because like new offense, same defense. But we'll see, man. We'll be here to update y'all, man. Severe, man, let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to. Salute to Loon, man. Appreciate you supporting the show, by the way.
Oh, man. Yeah, make sure y'all head over to Loon's channel, check him out, too. He makes content as well as my brother Leo.
Yes, sir.
Too. Check you guys out. You guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, IG, Snapchat, TikTok, X, Twitch, Kick, what else? Well, I got another one too. But yeah, basically everywhere, all social media. Check me out, the Severe Raider. Rocking out with my guy Pharaoh Tuesday nights, Thursday. The 50-50 show on Tuesday, the real famous 50-50 show, and then Around the Shield on Thursdays. Got a great episode coming up this week, man, with my guy. Matter of fact, with my guy Leo, who's in the chat right now, as well as Chris from Protect the Shield. That should be a fun one because get us all four together on the screen, man. That's gonna be entertaining to say the least. Then I got the Raider War Room, with my brother Chris from Protect the Shield, as well as 805 Raider. That is, we do that Sunday nights, and we might be experimenting. So we might start doing Wednesday, but for right now it's Tuesday like afternoon. But hit those notification bells because we might be transitioning that to Wednesday. So just stay tuned for that.
Yes, sir, man. We'll be back at it later this week. We got Around the Shield this week. We'll have some special guests in the building. So make sure to tune in, man. Around the Shield is where we connect with Raider Nation from all over. We'll have a great show lined up. Hey, I'm not going to lie, man. If y'all haven't tuned into Around the Shield, man, y'all need to tune in because the shows that we have been having great conversations from different content creators, from different walks of life. Great conversations about the Raiders, football, everything that you can think of. So you definitely want to tune in this Thursday Around the Shield. We're going to have a couple of special guests. I think we're going to have a couple people coming through. So make sure to tune in. And obviously we'll be back here next week, man, with 50-50 show. But make sure to follow us all over social media, PharoahNFL, as you see it on the screen. Or you probably don't see it on the screen, but PharoahNFL, y'all figure it out. All over social media. Obviously, the Severe Raider all over social media. And then, but yeah, man, just Around the Shield too as well. Slowly but surely, we're growing that page. So definitely, if you haven't already, go on X, go on Instagram. Make sure to support that. Yeah, man, we appreciate it. Everybody coming through. It's been a great show. Man, I can't wait till we get some good stuff to talk about the Raiders, man, because it's now or never right now. We're gonna figure out if Dante Thornton is like the real deal. You know what I mean? We're gonna figure that out. Hopefully, we're gonna hear some good news about Christian Wilkins coming back from his injury. You know what I mean? Right now, like we haven't, we're all like kind of like, all right, it's a wait and see type of deal. But
yeah,
we're here, man. It's now or never, man. The season is pretty much almost here. Well, almost like we're a month away, right? A month and a half away.
Yeah. Month and a half. A month and some change. Yeah.
Month and some change, right? Yeah, man. Yeah. But Severe, any last thoughts before we head out?
Nah, man. We got man. The Raiders are having a joint practice on August 2nd. So if you're in the Las Vegas or Henderson area and you want to check it out, they do have tickets on sale. I think the tickets are like $5, so they're super cheap. And also, I think Leo put it in the chat. We're gonna be hearing about some joint practices against the 49ers this year. So those are always interesting. Maybe what's real, what's not future. Maybe we talk about how many fights will break out. We'll see. Maybe that might be a question we delve into, man. But yeah, it's a lot of good stuff, man. We'll see what they do on this Thursday. Probably not gonna be a lot of news coming out because I think teams are just reporting. Probably won't hit the ground running till that Monday. But yeah, a lot of info coming out soon, man. If you guys like what y'all saw today, make sure you hit the like button. If, it's a vertical. If you're on your phone, just tap the screen twice. That takes care of that for you. And if you enjoyed the content, make sure you share it with some Raider fans or some sports fans.
Also, man, we know that everybody can't watch the show live. Sometimes we go on late, but if you're watching the replay and you're watching this over, you got a comment or you got a thought, you disagree with one or what they're saying, you agree, or you just have just a random thought that you want to share, man, make sure to leave a comment down below. We definitely read the comments. We appreciate the support. Another way to just continue the conversation, because we want to hear from y'all, from Raider Nation. Leave a comment after every show, man. So just want to put that out there. Yeah, and Loon's gonna be out there too as well, man. So hey, man, he's gonna be out there.
Sure.
So you going? It's official? You gonna be out
there?
Nah,
I'm probably not. My
how
son.
You gonna announce it and not be there?
I mean, because people might want to go. People might want to go. I know. A lot of Raider content creators gonna be out there, but no, I got my it's a birthday my son wants to go to, man. So I was gonna make him go with me. So I was gonna start the indoctrination, his transition to being a Raider fan. But since he wants to go to that birthday party, I'm probably just taking him to that.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Family comes first. That being said, what was I gonna say to you? We gotta figure out a game. We gotta figure out a game.
Yeah.
And line it up, and then hopefully we'll be able to see, people from the show, people that support the show.
Nice.
Nation, obviously, you know what I'm saying? So we got to figure that out. It sounds like the Chargers is gonna be official. Like, you're probably gonna go to that Chargers game.
I'm for sure going to Chargers game. That's already locked in.
Is road game?
It's week 2. Yeah, the week 2 one. I'm probably go to the road game too, though. But I know a lot of Raiders fans want to go to that one.
I'm thinking about the Colts. I know that's
random.
I
was thinking about that one too. Chris hollered at me about that one too, because he's like, he's not, he's Midwest, so he ain't far from that one. But
Indiana.
I want to do that. I want to do that Houston one, but that's like kind of close to the holidays, so I was like,
yeah, the timing is kind of weird.
That's kind of rough.
Yeah,
that would have been dope. But the Houston one would have been clean.
But I feel like the Colts game is gonna be like a winnable.
It's a winnable game too.
I feel like it's a good game too. Like the Colts, like it's just the atmosphere. I feel like it might be cool.
Yeah,
and then it's a winnable game, because who's gonna be starting quarterback? You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson, so it's definitely winnable.
Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, man. We appreciate everybody coming through, man. We'll be back at it, man, this Thursday. Make sure to tune in, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. We out of here, man. Peace.
Just win, baby.